A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Jerry at Fair Oaks.
I thought you said you couldn't run fast.
I can, when I've got a reason.
Watch the corner. Here's Court Street.
Yeah. See, there would be people on the street when we're in a hurry.
Here, we'd better slow down or we'll be running into someone.
No time to slow down. We'll dodge them the best we can.
Okay, I'm right with you.
Well, there's not much further to go.
I'm glad of that. Still got the note, Jerry?
Yeah, right here in my coat pocket. I'd hold my hand on it, but I need my arms to help me run.
Well, look out, Jerry!
Gee, mister, I'm sorry. I didn't see you.
You knocked the wind out of me.
I'm sorry, sir. We're in a hurry.
Yes, I can see that. You should be more careful. I might have been hurt.
We're very sorry, sir.
Well, I suppose there is nothing you can do about it. All right. But be careful the next time.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Come on, Lee.
All right. Gee, he didn't like that at all.
I didn't see him. I was feeling for the letter.
Well, here we are.
Yeah. Say, if we meet an officer, do we salute when we're running?
No, never salute an officer when you're running.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Whoa, watch the arch.
Yeah, gotcha.
I hope Captain Gardner's in his office.
If he isn't, we'll just hunt until we find him.
Say, do you realize that what we're doing is pretty important?
If it isn't, we've certainly tired ourselves out for nothing.
Watch the steps.
Yeah.
Hey, you plebes. What's the idea?
Sorry, sir. We're on an errand for Captain Gardner. Come on, Lee. Here's his office.
Uh-huh.
He isn't here.
We'll knock again.
Yes? Oh, Jerry and Lee, come in. Here, sit down, men. Better get your breath.
Yes, sir. I guess we'd better.
We ran all the way from Mr. Linwell's cottage.
What's the matter? Isn't Harold there?
Yes, sir, he's there.
Well, is he all right? I mean, nothing's happened.
No, nothing's happened, sir, but we saw the man who must have stayed on Woodman's Island.
The man who stayed on the island. Where is he?
He was in Mr. Linwell's cottage.
He threatened Mr. Linwell about Harold.
Well, now, wait a minute, boys. Wait a moment. Better settle down and let me have the story in a little more detail. All right. Now, you saw the man who stayed on the island. He went to Mr. Linwell and threatened him about Harold?
That's right, sir. When the man went, Mr. Linwell wrote a letter to Mr. Layton.
Layton?
He's the president of the company, the Layton Aircraft Company.
Mr. Linwell was testing the bomber made by the Layton Company.
Oh, yes. And he sent the letter.
No, sir. He thought it would be better to be delivered personally, so he gave it to us to give to you. He wants you, sir, to give it to Mr. William Layton.
Good. I suppose that's the best way.
Here's the letter, sir.
Well?
It's in this...
Well, where is it, Jerry?
Well, I thought I had it in this pocket. I know I did. Oh, holy smoke.
Well, you didn't lose it.
Oh, I must have. Lee, when I bumped into that man, it must have been jarred out of my pocket.
Where?
On Court Street, just catty-cornered from Mac's place, almost on Fair Oaks Avenue. We got to go back there and get it.
Oh, I'll say we do. If anybody else picks it up, they might read it.
Come on, Lee. We'll be back in a minute, Captain Gardner.
Well, just a minute, boys. I'm going with you.
I beg your pardon, sir, but the station wagon was sitting out in the driveway. Maybe we can use it and save time.
Yeah, we got to get that letter.
Good. Come on, boys.
Oh, gee.
Now what, Jerry?
It's almost time for a recall.
Well, we won't bother about that now, boys. I'll take care of your excuses. Right now, the important thing is to pick up that letter before it gets into anyone else's hands. Well, I hope whoever left the station wagon here doesn't think it's stolen when he comes back. We haven't time to do anything but get in and drive away. All right. Well, hop in quickly, boys.
Yes, sir.
You say just down from Fair Oaks Avenue. Is that right, Jerry?
Yes, sir. I remember the place because I tried to keep from bumping into the man and almost ran into the big tree there.
Look, there's Mac standing in front of his place.
And scratching his head. He can't figure out what this is all about.
Point out the place, Jerry.
Not quite there yet. Oh, there, right up there, about 50 feet. That's the tree.
All right. Here we are. Hop out, Jerry. You too, Lee. Take a look around. I'll stay with the station wagon.
Yes, sir. Let's see. It was right here, wasn't it, Lee?
Well, I'm sure it was.
Gosh, maybe the letter blew away.
Oh, there isn't any wind.
What's the matter?
We can't find it, sir.
Well, look carefully now. In the grass along there.
It doesn't seem to be here, sir. And there's nothing at all in the street.
Somebody did pick it up.
I'll bet they did.
Well, it isn't here, that's a cinch. Hey.
Find it?
No. Holy smoke, I just happened to think of something.
Well, what? What'd you think of? Come on, out with it.
Come on.
Well?
Captain Gardner, I know where that letter is.
You know where it is? Well, let's get it.
I don't think we can.
Oh, for gosh sakes, Jerry, don't be so mysterious.
Listen, that man who bumped into me.
Well, what's he got to do with it?
What about him, Jerry?
Wait, I gotta take this slow because I'm not quite sure. Lee.
Yeah?
Maybe I'm just imagining this, but, well, when he talked, who did he talk like?
You mean he sounded like somebody?
Yeah. Who?
Well, I don't... Yorga.
Oh, what kind of talk is this? Come on, out with it.
Yorga is the man's name who was on the island and who threatened Mr. Linwell about Harold.
You think it was Yorga, then, who ran into you?
No, it wasn't Yorga, but he talked like him. Had a kind of a funny accent.
Sure, I didn't notice at first. We were running, Lee, and kind of excited, but we didn't pay any attention to him, but now...
Jerry, you're right.
I see. He took the letter, Jerry.
It would have been easy for him to know where it was because I just felt for it. He must have seen me. He'd know where to grab.
I don't know whether that's good or bad.
What do you mean, sir?
Well, here, hop in. We'll go back to Linwell's cottage. I'll tell you what I meant while we're driving over.
Yes, sir.
Now, I said I don't know whether it's good or bad because it may be one or the other. It's good that it didn't fall into a person's hands who was entirely unacquainted with the case, because it might have meant that the person might have taken it, the letter I mean, to the police here or the newspapers. But it's bad because whoever those men are who threatened Linwell, they'll know now that Linwell intends to carry the thing through, to fight them.
I see.
And all this would happen to poor little Harold.
Oh, Harold doesn't know, does he?
Yes, sir. Yes, his father told him all about it.
Well, I guess that's the wisest thing in the long run, because sooner or later Harold would find out.
And now that he knows it, he'll be careful of himself. I mean, he'll know why we kept with him all the time, and he can help us more now.
Oh, there's Mr. Linwell's cottage, sir.
Yes, I know. All right, hop out, boys.
Captain Gardner.
Yes, Lee?
Do you see that house down at the end of the block, on this same side?
Yes, what about it?
Well, we saw Yorga go in there.
Mrs. Cooper's boarding house. He certainly didn't lose any time getting close to Harold's father, did he?
You know, what gets me is that he doesn't seem to care if anyone sees him or knows that he's in town.
Yeah, that is funny.
I think I know the reason, but we'll see Mr. Linwell now and talk the whole thing over with him.
In this way, Captain Gardner.
All right, Lee. You lead the way.
Yes, sir.
Ring the bell, Lee.
Yes, sir.
And to think this whole thing started when we went over to Woodman's Island to see who was in the shack.
Oh, I think it started farther back than that, Jerry. You know, I never will be...
Well, this is a surprise. Come in, Captain Gardner. Boys, I didn't expect you back this afternoon anymore.
We thought we'd better drop in.
Better drop in?
Yes, something has come up. Harold is here, of course.
Yes, he's upstairs. I persuaded him to lie down. He was pretty excited and nervous.
Oh, I'm afraid all this isn't too good for him.
No, it isn't. But come in and sit down.
Oh, thank you.
Now, you said you thought you had better drop in. What's happened?
Mr. Linwell, your letter that you gave the boys here to deliver to me didn't reach me.
Didn't reach you? I don't get it.
Jerry,
Yes, sir?
perhaps you'd better tell Mr. Linwell what happened.
Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Linwell, Lee and I were running to take the letter to Captain Gardner. We were almost to the school when I bumped into a man, or he bumped into me. I guess
He did.
Yeah, well, there isn't much to tell except that when he bumped into me, he got the letter from my pocket.
Was it Yorga?
No, sir, we would have recognized him.
I see. Well, that's that. I guess Yorga does mean what he says.
Pardon me, Captain Gardner.
Yes, Lee?
What did you mean when you said you knew why Yorga was so careless about being seen here in Fair Oaks?
I think Mr. Linwell can answer that question.
Yes, I can. You see, Lee, Jerry, Yorga is pretty confident that I won't do or say anything, that I won't carry out my plans to expose him and whoever he's working for.
But why?
The answer is upstairs.
Gee, you mean Harold?
That's it.
Well, look, there's something I don't understand.
Yes? What's that, Jerry?
Well, why don't you just have Yorga and the other man arrested? Then they can't bother you and Harold anymore. Once they're in jail, well, everything will be all right.
Well, Jerry, that has an answer. A very good answer. Yorga and this other men aren't in this alone. If I testified, identified Yorga, and had him arrested and jailed, I'm certain that within 2 hours, his accomplices would try to get at Harold. Somehow, some way, they'd do it.
That's right. So they've got you just where they want you.
Almost, Lee. That's what we're trying to do, figure our way out.
That's why they can be pretty sure of themselves. They believe that you won't do a thing as long as they threaten you through Harold.
I don't know what to do. I know that the government men will come into the case. They wouldn't be able to do a thing if I don't identify Yorga as one of the men who tried to bribe me. Harold's safety depends upon my keeping quiet and refusing to identify Yorga.
It's pretty hard to decide. However, we must...
I'll answer it, Mr. Linwell. It's a doorbell.
Oh, thanks, Jerry.
Linwell, don't you think that these men may be bluffing?
Oh, no, they wouldn't be. There's too much at stake. They took photographs of the plane after it crashed. They want to get out of the country with the pictures. That's why they're threatening me, to give them time to clear out.
There wasn't anyone there.
No one there?
No, just this envelope. Whoever delivered it just rang the bell and then ran away.
Huh. Well, let me see it, Jerry. Addressed to me. Yes.
Well, look. The letter you gave me to give Captain Gardner is in the envelope.
Yes. The letter. And this. Read it, Captain.
Linwell, it's a good thing for your son this letter was never delivered.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is name. N-A-M-E.
Really?
You bet your life. The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood.
Have you seen?
Did you ride?
Did you drive a new DeSoto? Hurry up.
Do it now.
At your dealers today. It's designed for you and your budget too. It's the 1952 DeSoto.
It's here. Yes, it's here. The new 1952 DeSoto is now on display at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Be sure to see this beautiful new car. Listen for further details later in this program. And here he is, the one, the only...
Fine name for a man. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with $1,500 for one of our couples. George Fenneman, that's you?
Yes, sir.
Who's supposed to try for all that money?
Well, we invited some elevator operators to the program tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Miss Lynn Maidman. Her partner is from the United States Air Force, Major Marion Watt. And here they are. Ladies, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome. Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Miss Lynn Maidman, huh? You're an elevator operator?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? How old are you?
I'm 19.
19, huh? Where are you from, Lynn?
I'm from L.A., here in L.A.
Are you married?
No, I'm single.
What's that?
I'm single.
You're a seagull?
I'm single.
I don't hear very well. You'll have to talk real loud, huh? Major Marion Watt, huh? Let's see, your last name is what?
Yes.
I bet you expect me to kid you about your name being
Well,
Watt.
everybody does.
Not me. I'm too old for that sort of thing. Now, what's your last name, Major?
What?
I said, what's your last name, Major?
My last name is what?
What? Well, Major, you said what? You said name. And you and your girlfriend here split $100. Here's 50 for you and 50 for you, Major.
Well, thank you very much.
Now, what did you say your name was?
My name is what?
Well, I'll call you Abbott and you call me Costello. Right? What branch of the service are you in, Major?
Well, I'm in the what?
What did you say your last name was?
What?
What? You're in the what? And your name is WAF? Is that right?
No, it's the other way around.
Well, the WAF. I'm not familiar with that branch. What is it exactly?
Well, WAF means Women in the Air Force.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that branch. Where do you fly your elevator?
At Saks.
You fly your elevator at Saks? What kind of Saks? Flour Saks?
No, Saks Fifth Avenue.
Oh, I thought maybe the flour Saks would be a grain elevator. Is your elevator hard to run, Lynn?
Oh, no, it's very simple. You can learn in 2 minutes.
You can how?
Well, there's just a little handle there that you turn to the right and you go up, and you turn to the left and you go down, and straight up is you open the door and stop.
In other words, you just have to know the ropes, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the old elevators they had about 20 years ago, and that joke goes with the old elevator. And I wish that joke was on that elevator right now. And that the rope broke. What's your assignment now, Mage?
Well, right now I'm assigned with the WAF Officer Selection Program. We're looking for women.
You're looking for women?
Yes, that's right.
You got nothing on me, huh? Maybe I can help you. I've had a little experience along those lines. How many women are you looking for?
Well, our program calls for 4,000
What qualifications are necessary for candidates?
Well, a woman must be between the age of 24 and 32. She must have a college degree and have from 3 to 5 years of work experience, preferably in dealing with people or in a supervisory capacity.
I must say that your standards are considerably higher than mine. Well, it's been very nice having you both here tonight. And, Major, I hope you have lots of luck with girls like Lynn here. And I hope I do, too. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $1,500 question. But right now, I want you to listen to this.
Have you seen?
Did you ride?
Did you drive a new DeSoto? Hurry up.
Do it now.
At your dealers today.
Yes, it's here. The new 1952 DeSoto at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. It's a big, beautiful, comfortable car. Designed for you and your budget, too. The 1952 DeSoto brings you a host of great features, like Oriflow shock absorbers that help make even the roughest road feel like a boulevard. Waterproof ignition for fast, sure starting in even the wettest weather. And DeSoto's famous safety rim wheels to protect your family in case of blowouts. Yes, the 1952 DeSoto is the car designed for you and your budget, too. See it. Ride in it. Drive the new DeSoto. Now on display at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
It's designed for you and your budget, too. It's a 1952 DeSoto.
And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the value jewel of the low-priced field.
Friends, go into your DeSoto Plymouth dealer tomorrow. And when you do, tell them Groucho sent you. All right, now let's see how you work together as a team. George, would you mind explaining the rules?
Certainly. You bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions, and the couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $1,500 DeSoto Plymouth question later in the show.
Here we go. Let's see how high you can build your $20. You selected famous Canadian cities and provinces. Here's your first question. How much of the $20 will you bet?
Want to bet all of it, or let's bet all of it?
You're going to bet the whole $20?
That's right.
You realize if you lose the 20, I'm not trying to persuade you one way or the other that you
Should we
won't
make
have...
it 19? All right, we'll make it 19.
In what Canadian province is the city of Montreal?
It's in the province of Quebec.
Off to a great start. You have $39.
Remember, you're going for $1,500 tonight. Now, how much of the $39 will you bet on your second question?
Can we bet all of it?
All of it?
All of it.
Talk right up, you know.
We'll bet all of it.
There are dozens of people listening to this show all over America. In what Canadian province is the city of Winnipeg?
It's in Manitoba.
Manitoba is right.
You're really on your way. You have $78.
Here's your third question. How much of the 78 are you going to try?
We shoot the works.
Shoot the works, huh?
Right.
In what Canadian province is the city of Toronto?
It's in the province of Ontario.
Ontario is right.
You now have $156.
How much are you going to bet?
We'll bet all of it.
$156?
Right.
You'll either have nothing or you'll have dry and Swansea, oxen, folks. 156, you'll have dry 112 cows. In what Canadian province is the city of Halifax, if you'll pardon the expression?
It's in the province of Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia is right. Put it down.
And you wind up at a grand total of $312.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We invited some waitresses to the program tonight, Groucho, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Pat Miller. Her partner is Prince Mike Romanoff. Folks, come in here and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, children, to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Pat Miller, huh? It's nice to have you here, Pat. Where's your home?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, Missouri?
Mm-hmm.
I see. And it's Prince Mike Romanoff, huh? Well, it's a great honor having a prince with us. We had a king on the show last week. Really, Fred King. He was a plumber. Well, Prince, you know, I followed your career for many years. Tell me, are you still planning to swim the English Channel?
I am a restaurateur.
You're a wrestler, you say? Mike Romanoff? I can't believe it.
No,
Baron Leone could put you in the hospital in 2 minutes. What do you mean you're a wrestler?
I am the owner of a restaurant.
Oh, a restaurateur. Many people mispronounce it and say restaurateur. You have a restaurant, you say, Prince?
Yes, I have.
In that case, you could put Baron Leone in the hospital in 2 minutes. Prince, let's find out something about you. Where were you born?
Well, there's been a lot of question about that.
Are you really a prince?
Well, there's been a lot of question about that, too.
He does pretty well, even without a lawyer, doesn't he? Have you ever met a real-life prince,
No.
Pat? We used to have a great Dane named Prince, but you're a Russian, aren't you?
No, that, too, has been questioned.
I guess the only thing that hasn't been questioned by him is the bill that he slips you at the end of the meal. I imagine that's been questioned, too.
Right.
You're a waitress, Pat, you say?
Yes.
Where?
At Biff's in Hollywood.
Biff's? What's Biff's? Biff stew or Biff's?
No, that's a short order house.
You mean you're a little short on each order that you... Mike, what kind of a place is Romanoff's? Would you call it a short order place?
We are a French restaurant.
French restaurant? What do you mean? How does your joint compare with a good restaurant?
We have a French cuisine.
I have a French cuisine. He lives in Long Island. What's the average check at your place, Pat?
About 70 cents.
And what's the most expensive dish you serve?
Steak and eggs, $1.65.
$1.65? How do you feel about these prices at Biff's, Prince?
I don't.
What is your average check at Romanoff's?
Oh, I should say about $12 a couple.
You can eat that for $12, 2 people? That's without food, isn't it? That's for parking your car in the hat check. But doesn't it come to more than that? Wouldn't it come to...
Well, if they had Chateaubriand caviar, it might come to about $30 a couple.
$30 a couple? I remember $30 would take care of a family of 3 for a whole week. And you say it takes care of 3 people for only 1 meal, Mike?
2 people, 2.
No, 3 people. I was including you, Mike. Takes care of you better than anyone else, too, Mike. Prince, could you name some of your customers? Just for posterity, this is.
Well, we've had President Truman, General Eisenhower, Senator Taft, Ellie Kahn.
Senator who?
Senator Taft.
There's a senator in Ohio with almost the same name.
We've had...
I think his name is Hartley, huh? Do you have any food at your place that might be called inexpensive, Prince?
Well, we have one sort of specialty called steak Romanoff.
Now you're talking. What kind of steak is that? And how much would that be?
$3.50, I can't remember.
Well, that's quite inexpensive. What is it?
Well,
is it sirloin, tenderloin, fillet, or what?
Well, it has a mushroom sauce.
That's all? Just a mushroom sauce?
Well, it's a ground sirloin.
In other words, it's a hamburger, right? Well, it's been fun and educational having you here, and after talking with you both, I know exactly where to go if I want the best service. My DeSoto Plymouth dealer, naturally. Now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,500 question, which I imagine he needs desperately. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George Fenneman is going to remind our listeners.
The elevator operator in the major won $312.
All right, now, let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected royal families. Here's your first question. How much are you going to bet?
Should we do?
Well, I think we should bet 19, don't you?
Quite. $19.
$19. What country was ruled by the House of Ming? M-I-N-G.
China.
China is right.
You're off to a good start. You have $39.
Remember, you're going for $1,500 tonight. How much of your $39 will you bet on your second question?
You name it this time.
All of it.
You realize you may be leaving this little girl penniless. Huh? Mike, you going to give her a free meal if she loses everything on this question?
She'll give you $2.
Well, that's $200 anyway. All right, what country was ruled by the House of Tudor? T-U-D-O-R.
England.
England is right.
You're really climbing. You have $78.
How much you going to bet?
75.
78.
$78?
Yes.
Oh, you are a gambler.
Is that all with you?
All right, I'll gamble.
She said name.
Yeah, somebody said you
That's
name
on the
it.
bet. Huh?
Bring it on.
Is there? Oh, of course. Now, you each win $50 because she said name, which was the secret word. Now, you've got enough for a glass of water, Pat, huh? Here's your third question. How much you going to bet?
Have 78.
Have $78.
All the 78. Is that right?
That's right.
All or nothing.
Okay. What country was ruled by the House of Vasa, or Vasa, V-A-S-A? It's a toughie.
Egypt.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Sweden. And it's so close to Russia, Mike. You should have known that. We're going to give you one more question. If you get this right, we'll give you $10. Which will buy you a soup spoon if you don't take it out of the restaurant. Now, no help in the audience, please, because this is a tough question. How long was the 30 Years' War?
30 years.
30 years is right. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Gosh, I'm jolly tonight.
We asked
I used to be Groucho, but I'm jolly tonight.
We asked for married couples tonight.
I always ask for married couples.
Who had led interesting lives.
Well, that's kind of difficult.
And here comes the couple. And here comes the couple who was chosen, Dr. Marie and Dr. Richard Coe. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome. Welcome to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and you'll win $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Dr. Marie Coe and Dr. Richard Coe. Let's see, Dr. Marie Coe and Dr. Richard Coe. Is there a doctor in the house? Marie, I'll start with you. You're a doctor?
That's right.
What kind of a doctor?
I'm a medical doctor of medicine.
Well, you certainly could make me take my medicine. Where you from, Doc? Imagine being sick in the middle of the night and calling, and she shows up, you call for a doctor. Now, you're Dr. Richard Coe, eh?
That's right.
Getting pretty sick of all these doctor talk. What kind of a doc are you, Dick? No. What kind of a dick are you? No. You sound like a wristwatch. Dick doc, dick doc. Skip it. What kind of a doc are you, Doc? What kind of a doc are you, Doc? Now I've got it, huh?
I'm a doctor of philosophy.
Doctor of philosophy. I have a two-wheeler home. Is that... Well, my philosophy can use some doctoring. Exactly, precisely, what is a doctor of philosophy? Do you just give aspirins to philosophers?
No. I happen to be a doctor of philosophy in chemistry.
Now, answer one question. Can you cure a patient?
No.
Well, that's all I want to know. They're the same kind of a doctor I've been going to for years. I'll just call you Dick, eh, Doc? Fine. How long have you been married, Marie? That's your Marie, aren't you?
That's right. 5.5 years.
Well, and, Doc, were you studying chemistry while Marie was learning to be a pill roller?
No, I was working and taking care of the children.
You say you were taking care of the children?
That's right.
What children?
Our children.
Is this true, Marie?
That's right.
This comes as quite a blow to me. You mean in addition to your studies, you took time out to be a mother?
That's right.
How many times?
3 times.
She's a typical school kid, all right. She'll do anything to stay out of school. Marie, I'm only kidding. I think it's wonderful that you could study medicine and have a normal, full family life, too. Congratulations. And, Dick, I should imagine you enjoy a nice, full family life, too. You're as much of a hero as she is.
Thank you, Groucho.
Don't thank me. I had nothing to do with it. What sort of work do you do, Dick Doc?
I work for the Shell Oil Company, and I direct chemical experiments.
Like what? What are you looking for?
Trying to remedy any situations which may develop at the refinery. For example, one of the things we're concerned with now is
dirty windshields?
is a remedy for a high corrosion rate we've encountered in an isomerization unit.
Really?
The catalyst...
Yeah, I didn't think you'd get around to that for another week yet.
Well, we're getting a lot of corrosion there. And
you are?
Yes, we are.
Well, things are tough all over. Is there much collusion with this corrosion?
It appears to be.
Murray, let's get back to you. I know what you're talking about. I don't know what he's saying. Last time I talked to you, it surprised me with 3 kids. I trust you're quite recovered by now, aren't you?
Yes.
And where do you hang up your shingle, Marie?
I'm an intern at the Harbor General Hospital.
Oh, you've been a doctor only 6 months and already you're an intern?
That's right.
Specifically, what are some of the things an intern has to do that an outtern wouldn't do, for example?
An intern...
If there's an intern, there must be an outtern. Right? How do they get out of the building, eh?
An intern takes histories and does physicals, goes on rounds, leaves orders for the nurse, instructions for the nurse.
Instructions for the nurses, eh? Well, suppose, for example, I were languishing in your hospital. What kind of instructions would you leave for the nurse?
Well, that would depend upon the nature of your complaint.
Well, I only have one complaint. The nurses continue to run out of my room. Now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat our other couples, you'll get a chance at the $1,500 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but Mr. Fenneman, sometimes known as George, is going to remind our listeners.
The elevator operator and the major still lead with $312.
Let's see how high you can build your $20. You selected cabinet members. You have $20. How much are you going to bet on your first try?
20?
18.
$18. What cabinet member is in charge of the... I hate to say this. The collecting of the income tax returns. The mere mention of that revolts me.
It's under the Department of the Treasury.
The Secretary of the Treasury. Well, that's close enough.
Well, you're on your way. You have $38.
Remember, you're going for $1,500 tonight. How much are they going? $38. Will you bet on your second question?
I'll bet on it.
All right.
You're mighty lucky to get a charmer like that, Dick Duck. What cabinet member is in charge of the Federal Bureau of Investigation? My, you're most smart, huh?
You now have climbed to $76.
I'd hate to be married to a woman who was that pretty and that bright.
Bet all.
The square to 76, huh? You're going to bet $76. What cabinet member is in charge of the conservation and use of the land?
Secretary of the Interior.
Talk it over now. What cabinet member is in charge of the conservation and use of the land?
No, Secretary of the Agriculture.
So you just got under the wire in time that time, Marie.
You now have $152.
All right, here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the
52.
52 are you going to bet? All of it?
All of it.
What cabinet member is in charge of the development of the natural resources of the United States?
Secretary of the Interior.
The Secretary of the Interior. A big hit.
And you wind up with $304, and that means the major and the elevator operator with $312 in just 1 minute. Get the chance of the DeSoto Plymouth $1,500 question.
If you're proud of your car, then chances are you're particular about where you take it for service. And that's why more and more car owners every day drive in where they see the familiar sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
That's right, Fenneman, because a DeSoto Plymouth dealer is just as particular about your car as you are yourself.
Yes, Groucho, his men are master technicians with years of experience. They're trained in factory methods to treat your car with the same watchful care a mother gives a baby.
You should see those men try to bite the DeSoto.
What's more, DeSoto Plymouth mechanics have the finest, most up-to-date tools and equipment at their command. That helps them do the job quickly and efficiently. And remember, fast, efficient work saves you money. So if your car needs service of any kind, visit your DeSoto Plymouth dealers the very first thing in the morning.
Fenneman, you're asking all those people to drive around in their pajamas?
Well, just drive in where you see the famous sign of better service, the friendly sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
And here's the major and the elevator operator, the winning couple all ready for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,500 question, Groucho.
Here we go for $1,500. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully, and please no help from the audience. Here it is. The Uncle Remus stories have provided pleasure for millions of youngsters of all ages. For $1,500, tell me the name of the journalist and storyteller who created the Uncle Remus stories. Talk it over. What is the answer you two kids have decided upon?
We don't have an answer.
None? Don't you want to even take a stab at it? Well, I'm sorry. The correct answer is Joel Chandler Harris. Very well known. You should have known it. So that means the big question next week will be worth $2,000. Well, you lost the big money, but how much did they win in the quiz, George?
$312.
Well, that's not too bad. Congratulations, and thanks to both of you and to all of our contestants on the show tonight.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $2,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember... See the 1952 DeSoto.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Good brakes stop many accidents before they get started. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman, signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
Well, hello. This is Bill Goodwin speaking for Lever Brothers, makers of Swan, the new white floating soap that's purer than finest Castile. Well, it's Tuesday night again. Time for another pleasant visit with George Burns and Gracie Allen, Jimmy Cash, Paul Whiteman and his music, and the Swan Tet, who open our show with Hitch Old Dobbin to the Shay again.
Hitch Old Dobbin to the Shay again. You won't use the car anymore. Old Dobbin remembers each shady lane where Dad and Mom went swooning at last the honeymooning. Hitch Old Dobbin to the Shay again, like Granddaddy did before. When Grandpa went courting with Grandma at night,
we hitched up Old Dobbin and we did all right.
So hitch Old Dobbin to the Shay again. You won't be using your car anymore.
And now, meet the people who live in the Burns house. George and Gracie, here they are. Well, spring is here, and like most other housewives, Gracie is in the attic of the Burns home, starting in on her spring cleaning. However, most other housewives would consider the feather duster she's using quite unusual, to say the least.
Now, do you get the idea, Herman? Uh-huh. All right. Now, you just back up to the furniture and wiggle your tail until it's all dusted. Understand? Uh-huh. And that way I won't have to vacuum the whole place. I'll just have to vacuum you. All right, now, we'll start with this old trunk. Wiggle away, Herman. Oh, no, Herman. The dust is flying all over the place. You've got to dust more carefully. Wiggle your tail slowly and deliberately. All right, Herman, that's enough. That's fine. Herman, you can stop now. It's all dusted. Herman, burn! Oh, you like to do that, huh? Stop it. It isn't dignified. How do you think Mama would look doing a thing like that? Herman, I think you've been seeing entirely too many Dorothy L'Amour pictures.
How are you getting on, dear?
Oh, fine, George. Herman, you may go to your room now. Go on, Herman.
What's with him?
Oh, he's been wiggling his tail in a way no gentleman would dream of.
Really? Well, he ought to be taught a lesson. Let's eat him.
Oh, George. You shouldn't say that. Our little duck has been working his feathers to the bone.
Oh, sure.
Well, now that you're here, you can help me clean out this trunk.
Gee, look at all this junk. What is it anyhow?
Treasures from the garden of memory.
Well, maybe we could weed the garden a little. Look, here's a big china doll. One you had when you were a kid, huh?
No, that belongs to my brother Willie.
Your brother Willie played with dolls?
Oh, he wasn't a sissy, just bashful. He was afraid he wouldn't know what to do on a date with a girl, so he got a doll to practice with.
Did it help him?
No, not very much. On his first date with a girl, he turned her upside down to make her say mama.
That's a very bright Willie. What's in this envelope? On the outside it says, my dearest memory.
Oh, well, that's the very first note you ever wrote me.
Really?
We went to the drugstore, and we each had an ice cream soda, and after we finished the sodas, you wrote that note and gave it to me. Don't you remember what it said?
I love you, baby.
No. I owe you 20 cents.
I really had the gift of expression in those days.
Oh, George, Gracie, where are you?
In the attic, Bill. Come on up.
Okay.
Say, can't we get rid of this trash, honey? I really don't see any reason for hanging on to this old tin dipper.
Oh, I couldn't part with that dipper, George. It's a very intimate souvenir of the day we were married.
Well, what do you mean?
I filled it with cold water and threw it on my mother when she had hysterics.
Dear old mother.
Hiya, folks. Hey, George, where's Gracie?
Right there with her head in the trunk.
Her head in the trunk? Oh, murder, George. You shouldn't have done it.
Oh, brother.
Oh, George, look what I found. the yearbook of your graduating class in school.
Oh, Gracie, please put it back. It recalls the awful, the horrible tragedy of my own school days, which I'm trying to forget.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bill.
A great sorrow which I'd rather not speak of.
Well, of course, Bill.
A dark cloud which I'd just as soon not mention.
Well, we understand.
A catastrophe which I'd rather not recall.
Well, Bill...
A blight upon my childhood which I don't want to think of.
Well, forget it. Forget it.
All right, I'll tell you all about it. You see, when I went to school...
Yes?
Swan soap hadn't been invented.
Oh, no.
No. There was no such thing as Swan, the new white floating soap that's purer than finest Castile's regular such and whiz.
Now, look, Bill.
Thank goodness the children of today and their mothers can know the joy, the thrill, the ecstasy that comes from plunging their hands into a brimming dishpan and washing the dishes with Swan. Oh, and to know that those Swan suds are so mild that they actually help protect your hands. Help keep them soft and lovely. That's why you should use Swan for every soap and water job around the house.
Bill, you don't
No
have
more
to tell
squabbles, no more quarrels among the children over their favorite soap, because Swan breaks in two with an easy twist of the wrist.
Bill, you
So
don't
that
have...
baby sister can toddle off to the kitchen with half for dishes and cleaning, and baby brother can toddle off to the bathroom with the other half for hands and face, shower, or tub.
Well, I'm going to toddle off myself. Gracie, call me when the bubbles have cleared away.
Oh, wait, George. Don't you want to see your class picture?
Show it to Bill.
Yeah, let's see it, Gracie. Which one is George?
Oh, Bill, it's easy to find. Just pick out the handsome, most intelligent-looking boy in the picture.
Well, let's see. I'd say this kid right here.
Correct. And that's George right in back of him.
Should have recognized him. I think he's still wearing that suit. Let's see what they say about him, Gracie. They always do a paragraph on each boy in these school annuals.
All right, now wait a minute and I find him. William Walsh, baseball team, 2 years. Alan Smith, basketball team, 3 years. Oh, here it is. George Burns, debating team, 1 debate.
Well, read what it says.
All right. George Burns, golden voiced orator of our
Golden
debating...
voiced? Well, maybe there is gold in George's voice. After all, they get gold from gravel. Go ahead, Gracie.
George Burns, golden voiced orator of our debating team, will undoubtedly become one of our finest lawyers after graduation.
Lawyer? George a lawyer? Oh, they really missed the boat with that prophet.
Yes, they certainly... Hey, wait a minute. Was it their mistake or mine?
What do you mean?
Well, George should have been a lawyer, and I talked him into going into show business with me. I've wrecked his career.
Oh, yeah? You don't know where I can get mine wrecked like that, do you?
Oh, Bill, this is terrible. George was meant to be a lawyer. Why didn't I see it? All my friends did. They always said that George was no actor.
Well, I agree with that, but don't worry about his legal career.
Don't worry about it. Why, Bill, look at the years George has wasted. Years when he should have been standing before a jury, dressed in his long black plaintiff, while he convicted client after client.
But Gracie...
Bill, my duty is clear. I launched George on his legal career today. This terrible mistake would never have happened if I listened to my father.
Your father?
Yes, he told me time and time again to take George into court.
This is Paul Whiteman. Here's a real winner. There's a harbor of dreamboats.
Well, there's no reasoning with Gracie once she gets an idea. She even had business cards printed and is now going from house to house soliciting clients.
Yes, ma'am?
Good afternoon. I have one of my husband's cards.
Let's see. George Burns, attorney, solicitor, advocate, barrister, jurist, and counselor. Also handles law cases.
Yes. He's a lawyer, you see. Can you use his services?
Oh, no, ma'am. Here's your card back.
Oh, but don't you ever want to sue anybody?
No, ma'am. Nobody ever does anything to me. Good day.
Should I? Yes.
You broke my window.
I know. Have one of my husband's cards.
Yes.
How do you do? Are you married?
Yes.
Would you like a divorce?
No, I'm very happy.
Oh, what a shame. Does your wife ever make you warm her side of the bed and then push you over on the cold side?
Well, yes.
Have one of my husband's cards.
But really, I don't want a divorce.
What is it, honey? Who are you talking to?
Oh, this lady's husband's a lawyer, and she's trying to sell us a divorce to get him some business.
Say, there's something screwy about this.
Oh, what do you mean, baby?
Well, people don't go from door to door peddling divorces. I've got a hunch your mother sent her here.
Are you crazy? She wouldn't do a thing like that.
Oh, no? That old biddy never did think I was good enough for you.
Now, hold on, baby. You can't call my mother an old biddy.
Yeah, hold on, baby.
Don't get tough, honey. I'll say what I please.
You don't get tough, honey.
Why, you're not half the lady my mother is.
Not even a quarter.
Why, I'm worth 10 of her.
20 of her.
Says you.
Says him.
Says me.
Says her.
Says you.
Says me.
Says both of you.
You can pack them and get out of here.
That suits me fine.
My, isn't it lucky I happen to have my husband's cards with me? Here's one for you, baby, and one for you, honey.
Yes?
You need a lawyer.
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, yes, you do. There's a police summons on your car. It's parked in front of a fire plug.
Oh, no, it isn't.
I ought to know. I parked it there.
What?
Have one of my husband's cards.
Yeah?
Good afternoon. Do you need a lawyer?
I'll say I do. Come inside, quick. I can't leave that door open long, sister. I don't want the bulls in here.
Oh, are you a cattleman?
Now quit wisecracking. Louis sure took his time sending you. Been waiting 3 hours. Where's the mouthpiece?
The mouthpiece?
You heard me.
Why, well, there it is, right on the telephone.
What are you doing, playing dumb?
Oh, no, I'm not playing.
And where's the lawyer? Where is the lawyer?
Oh, the lawyer. Oh, but he's home. He's an awfully good lawyer, too. His name is George Burns.
Burns, huh? Must be a new one. Guess Louis had to shoot the old one.
Had to shoot him? Why?
He knew too much.
Oh, well, you don't have to worry about that with George.
Well, he better be good. I'm in plenty of trouble. I've been sitting on a pile of hot rocks.
Oh, my goodness, have you tried Ungantine?
Ungantine? Say, wait a minute, sister. You're acting too dumb to be on the level. You're working for a flatfoot named Murphy.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm working for a knock-knee named Burns.
Well, I guess I gotta trust you, chum. I got nobody else. Now, here's what you tell this lawyer.
Strip it, chum.
Huh?
Drill it.
What?
Chill it?
You mean spill it?
You said it, chum.
Okay. Me and Lefty was in a jug, see? And the day we got sprung, we put the finger on a jewelry joint. Now we're hot, and we can't find a fence to unload. You got it?
Got it, chum.
Say it back to me.
You and Lefty were unloading jugs when you noticed a finger with some jewelry around the joint, so both of you sprang over a fence.
Forget it, chum. I'll go see this lawyer myself.
Oh, well, that's fine. Here's his address. Well, goodbye.
Hey, wait a minute. I might be walking into a trap. Once and for all, are you sure you know Louis?
Louis?
Yeah, Louis.
If I didn't know him, what would you do to me?
They'd find your body in the river.
Well, I guess I'd better tell the truth, mister.
Yeah?
Louie's my father. Goodbye.
And now Jimmy Cash singing, I Never Mention Your Name.
I never mention your name, oh no. I never dream of your eyes. I never go where we used to go to hear the echo of your sighs. I never mention your name, oh no. I never ache for your kiss. I never turn all the lights down low to let the shadows reminisce. I never wait by the fire, expecting you to call by 10. I never feel the slightest desire to hold you when it's light again. I never mention your name, oh no. I never know you're away, except for every minute of every hour of every night and
day. Yes? Your name Burns? Yes. Louis sent me.
Louis? You mean Louis the butcher?
That's a very good name for him. Louis the Butcher. Louis, you're getting a kick out of that.
Yeah. Butchers are getting easier to please.
Yeah. Hey, listen, chum. Louis and me got some stuff to unload, and I think you can help us. I like your looks, Burns.
You do?
Yeah. You look like you'd stoop to anything.
Now, just a minute. You tell Louis he can keep his black market meat.
Me? I ain't got nothing that valuable. Just diamonds and rubies.
Aren't you from Louis' meat market?
Are you kidding? I'm from Louis the Weasel.
Louis the Weasel? You mean the gangster?
Yeah. Louis' daughter sent me to see you.
But I don't know Louis' daughter. I've never...
Oh, no? There's a picture on the piano.
That's my wife.
Wife? And your father-in-law must be the Weasel.
The description fits my mother-in-law better.
Now, stop stalling.
Now, look here.
Oh, hello, Dad. Oh, I'm glad you two got together.
Gracie, who is this man? What's going on?
Well, your legal career started, George. This man is a client. You're supposed to lift his bail or tote his barge or something.
Now, wait a minute. I can't help him. I'm no lawyer.
Why, George Burns, you are, too.
Look, will you two make up your minds? The DA is waiting to pin a rap on me.
Well, you run along and have your fitting and come back later.
Goodbye, screwballs. That's the trouble with being a crook. You have to meet the public.
Gracie?
Yes, dear?
Will you explain to me why I've suddenly become a lawyer?
Well, it said so in your high school yearbook. In the class prophecy, it said that you would undoubtedly become a brilliant attorney.
Gracie, I'm doing all right. I don't want to be a lawyer.
But think of the money you'd make. Those big lawyers can charge anything. Look at Charles Evans Hughes and Francis Biddle. And look at Felix Frankfurter. Why, Frankfurter's in such demand that he had to be rationed.
Yeah, they pay him off in red stamps.
Come in.
Hello. Well, here I am.
Oh, hello. George, this is another client for you. I broke his window and he's going to sue me.
You didn't?
Yes, I did.
But I don't want to sue anybody. I just want $10 for my window.
Well, here's your $10, mister.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, wait. Don't settle for $10. Let my husband handle your case. He'll take me into court and sue me for every cent he's got.
Oh, no. No, ma'am. It wouldn't be fair to sue you. I decided you and your husband must be crazy.
On your way, mister.
Yes, sir. Of course, if you're not crazy, I'll apologize.
Out.
And if you are, no hard feelings.
Out. A fine mess you fixed up for me.
Why, George, you love having a legal career. It's so dignified. You walk down the street in your cutaway coat and striped pants, and everybody will tip their hats and say, "Good morning, Shyster."
I don't want to be a lawyer. I never intended to be.
Come in.
There she is. There's the woman who broke up my home.
Yeah, sue me.
You bet I'll sue you. I was so happy, and now Bertha's left me.
Now, wait a minute. Maybe we could settle this out of court. Here, would $100 help?
Yeah, thank you. But I'll never find another girl like Bertha.
Oh, you miss your wife, huh?
No. But when she left, she took my cook Bertha with her. I'll never find another girl like Bertha.
Well, that's fine. $100 thrown out of the window.
Well, dear, I thought a divorce case would be nice for you.
Don't tempt me. Come in.
Burns?
How much?
$50.
Here.
Thanks.
Well?
I don't remember what I did to him.
Oh.
Say, George.
How much? Oh, it's you, Bill.
Yes. Oh, boy, am I in the clouds. Guess who I just saw walking down your street? Claudette Colbert.
Really, Bill? How was she dressed?
Oh, never mind, Gracie. I want to talk to you in the library
Oh,
right
for
now.
heaven's sake, George. Let me tell your wife how Claudette Colbert was dressed. Women are interested in those things.
Yes.
Well, she had on a cute little hat with shoes to match.
My goodness, she'll freeze.
Oh, well, Gracie, that isn't all. She had on a beautiful gladiolus-colored dress. Her spring coat was a sort of a gladiolus shade, and she was carrying a bag of gladiolus-colored leather.
But, Bill, gladiolus are all kinds of colors. How can I tell what Claudette Colbert looked like?
Well, just send for the Swan Rainbow assortment of gladiolus bulbs, and when they come, you'll practically have Claudette Colbert in your backyard.
Oh, no.
You see, these gladiolus bulbs are the kind florists use for their choicest cut flowers. They'll produce long, sturdy stalks, gleaming foliage, and spike after spike of big satiny blooms, with as many as 16 flowers to each stem. Some of them as large as 4 inches across.
That's fine, Bill,
The
but
Swan people will send this wonderful assortment of 8 gladiolus bulbs, including a special feature bulb called the Swan White, to anyone who sends in a wrapper from any size bar of Swan soap along with 10 cents to Gracie Allen, Box 7, New York City.
We know. Now, Gracie.
Allen, Box 7, New York City.
Bill. Oh, here comes another one of Gracie's victims. Get rid of her, Bill.
Okay.
And you come with me, Gracie. We've got some talking to do.
Why, Claudette Colbert.
Are Mr. and Mrs. Burns at home? I want to talk to them about the $13 billion bond drive.
Well, yes, they're in the library.
Thank you.
Come in.
Hello, George and Gracie. I dropped in.
I know. How much do you want?
$13 billion.
What?
Well, honestly, Claudette, I don't think he has that much on him.
I don't want it from him personally. I want to enlist your help in the second war loan drive.
Oh.
Well, how can we help?
By passing on a message to the people you entertain. Remind them that it's nice to be entertained. Nice to be able to listen to what they please. Nice to think what they please. And to know that when the doorbell rings, it isn't the secret police. It's nice to be free instead of slaves under a dictator.
You bet it's nice.
Tell them what France and Greece and Poland have learned. That defeat means torture, starvation, and death. Tell them that the second war loan needs $13 billion to start putting an end to the world's suffering.
Yes, we'll tell them.
And ask them how much they can give. Don't say, give till it hurts, because it hurts no one to invest in their future happiness and the future happiness of their children. Just ask them how much they can give to endow themselves with freedom forever.
You can count on us, Claudette.
Oh, we'll do everything we can.
I know you will. Thank you, and goodbye.
$13 billion. Well, that's a lot of money, but The American people will lay it right on the line.
Of course they will. And you'll be able to make a big contribution when your lawyer's fees start coming in.
Look, will you stop with the silly talk? I am no lawyer.
Why, George Burns, you are too.
I am not.
You are.
I'm not.
You are.
Gracie, I'm not a lawyer. Do you understand? I am not a lawyer.
Well, that only leaves me one thing to say.
What?
You are too.
Oh. Do you realize what you've done to me? This has cost me a fortune.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear.
Well, you ought to be. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop your allowance until I get back all my money.
You are?
I am.
Well, George, that's wonderful. At last you've got a case.
A case?
Yes. I'll sue you for non-support, and you can be my lawyer.
Oh, no.
George and Gracie will be right back. Meanwhile, lots of families are finding that under wartime restrictions, life has to be a lot simpler. Well, one of the things that helps is Swan soap. Swan does every soap and water job. It's purer than finest Castile soaps, and it suds like 60, even in hard water. It's grand for your shower or tub, for your face or hands, for baby, and for dishes or light laundry. And by the way, don't forget that Swan Glad offer. 8 rainbow Glad bulbs, including a separately wrapped feature bulb of purest white color, the amazing Swan White Glad. You get them all for a Swan wrapper and only 10 cents in coin. Send now to Gracie Allen, Box 7, New York City. Now remember, that's Gracie Allen, Box 7, New York City. And now here are George and Gracie.
Well, I guess you're right, George. But I did want you to be a lawyer so I could come to your office and read those beautiful verses in your law books.
Verses in law books?
Sure. Smith versus Jones, Jones versus Smith, Jones versus Jones.
The makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, join George and Gracie in inviting you to tune in to your CBS station again next week, same time. Remember, George Burns and Gracie Allen, CBS, next Tuesday night. And don't forget to listen to Swan's other show, Tommy Riggs and Betty Lou, next Friday night over another network. And now, till next week, this is Bill Goodwin saying, well, I, Swan, how about you? Good night. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
KMX, Columbia Square, Los Angeles.
The Amos and Andy Show, written by Joe Connolly and Bob Mosier, featuring Ernestine Wade, Johnny Lee, Amanda Randolph, Millie Bruce, Roy Glenn, Jeff Alexander's music, yours truly, Harlow Wilcox, and starring radio's all-time favorites, Freeman Gosden and Charles Correll. Amos and Andy!
It's nicer to see Large Hall Kingfish speaking.
George.
Hello, honey.
George, what's this sign on the door? In conference.
Well, I was in conference, honey. My conscious mind was talking to my subconscious mind, and I went unconscious.
Did you go downtown and get that job I told you about this morning? That was a great opportunity.
Yeah, well, I phoned the players and invited the man out here to interview me, and they wouldn't come.
George, I'm getting sick and tired of you missing these opportunities. They only knock once.
Yeah, well, when they knock hard enough, I'll let them in.
George, you done passed up every opportunity since we got married.
Yeah, well, I wish I'd passed that one up, too.
What?
I didn't say nothing.
Well, I'm getting sick and tired of it, and I'm going to do something about it.
Well, all right, smarty pants. I'll give you full charge opportunity. You want to be the master of the house? Go ahead and try it. You take charge around here.
Well, I will try it. I'll be a better master than you are because you're just a no-good, loafing, lazy... Oh, hello, Amos.
Well, hello, Sapphire. I hope I ain't busting in on nothing here. Oh, no, Brother Amos. We was just having a little tete-a-tete. Yeah, I could hear you way down the hall. Well, she was skating a little louder than I was. Well, I guess I ought to knock because there's a sign on the door saying in conference. Well, I always put that on the door when my wife calls on me. We might have been kissing, you know, a little billing and cooing and stuff like that.
Well, George, darling.
Yes, sweetheart.
I will take care of opportunities in the future.
Yes, my love.
Goodbye, Amos.
So long. Close the door, will you, honey? Is the door still on the hinges, Amos? I say, Kingfish, that fella that moved next door to me is out in the hall, and I thought he might make a good member for the lodge. Oh, yeah, you told me about him. Bring him on in here. Come on in, Miss Jackson. Right this way. Miss Jackson, I'd like to have you meet Mr. George Stevens. He's the big head of the lodge known as the Kingfish. Well, I'm overwhelmed. Yeah, I see you was from, and look a little over, too, there. Yeah, glad to know you. Well, I'll leave you two here. It'll be nice to have you in the lodge, Miss Jackson. See you later. Goodbye, Miss Jackson. Goodbye, Amos. Well, let me show you around the place, Mr. Jackson. Fine. I'd like to see it. Of course, I want to apologize for the looks of our lodge at the present time. With the loose plaster and stuff, you see, we was going to have a wrecking company come in and tear down the building, but then we decided to let it wreck itself and then put up one. Oh, yeah. We was thinking of starting around February. Might have to start in January. Now, over this way. Now, this room here is our rumpus room. Sure, look at it. The furnace is all busted, the rug is all torn, and that window over there is all smashed. Well, I guess they had a rumpus here there. Step over here, Miss Jackson, to this other one. This is our recreation room. This is where we recreate, right here. There we is. See the pool table there and everything? Yeah, but one of the legs is missing. The table's much lower at that end. Yeah, well, Miss Jackson, the shorter brothers play at that end, you see. Yeah. Well, Miss Jackson, just step around the rubbish there and we'll go back into my office. All right. Yeah, the place is usually much neater than this, but it ain't been clean since our janitor done got married. He was supposed to come back last week, but he wanted to see his son graduate from high school, you know. Well, that explains it. Yeah, well, now, Miss Jackson, about you joining the lodge. Well, I think I'd like to join. I'm a stranger in town, and this would be a nice way to meet people. Yeah, well, that's fine, but we is pretty particular about our members. A member is admitted solely on the basis of his character, background, and integrity. And if he ain't got that, he got to have $10 in cash. Well, I hope I can qualify in both departments. Here's my $10, and here's the application that Amos gave me. Oh, that's fine. You been working in Harlem? No. I've been homesteading in Alaska. Homesteading? Is that so? I read about that homestead stuff. And you know the United States government will give any citizen 160 acres of land in Alaska, provided he stays on the land 7 months a year for 3 years and develops it. And you done that, huh? Oh, yes. You know there's a lot of oil in Alaska, too. And they found oil near my property. And I sold it for $40,000. Got it for nothing and sold it for $40,000. That's almost 100% profit right there. Tell me this, Mr. Jackson. Will the government give it to anybody? Anybody that will go up there. I don't want to go myself because my skin is allergic to cold weather, you see. I wonder if I could send somebody and split the profit with them. I see nothing wrong with it. That's up to the two of you. It's cold up there, ain't it? Oh, yes. Well, just before I left, I read in the paper that one fella stuck his head out the doors and froze his ears off. Is that so? Well, Miss Jackson, we're going to act on your application as soon as I read your references. But paying the $10 in cash, that overshadows everything. The truth of the matter is, if this bill ain't counterfeit, you was in. That's why. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Let me hear from you. Good day. Goodbye, Miss Jackson. Hey, that Alaska deal. Man froze his ears off. Hello there, Kingfish. Brother Andy, stand right by your ears a second. Put your hand over your ears, will you? There he is. What's the idea? You even look better without ears, Jack. sit down, brother. And I got the greatest opportunity for you ever had in your life. It's a chance for you to leave Harlem.
Yeah, well, this cold weather sure got me. I want to go south.
Brother Andy, I've gone to all the trouble of working out the deal. Me and you split 50-50. You was going to homestead in Alaska. That's what you're going to do.
Homestead in Alaska?
Yeah, the government will give you 160 acres with oil on it. You live there for 3 years, sell it at a profit, and we split $40,000 in cold cash.
Cold is right. Somebody told me it was so cold in Alaska that the Eskimos go to Iceland for the winter.
No, that's why you're wrong. The weather there is mild. You see, the Gulf Stream comes from the Suez Canal, goes through the Amazon River, mixes with the hot backwash of the Mississippi, and cuts through the Panama Canal, makes a beeline for Alaska, which is 3,000 miles as the cold swims. That's what it is.
You mean you've got to get out in the Gulf Stream up there to keep warm?
No. The hot air from the Gulf Stream billiards off of the Pacific Ocean, blows right into Alaska through the Aleutian Islands, kind of a cold. It's the kind of a cold that we call a warm cold.
Is the government giving away any land in Florida?
Alaska is the healthiest place in the world to live. Did you realize that here in New York last year, 36,596 people died?
Boy, that's a lot.
I'll say, but in Ardmuck, Alaska, only 13 people died last year. And the two was left were moved to Fairbanks.
Alaska. Say, Kingfish, ain't that the place where the nights and days is each 6 months long?
Yeah, that's right. So when it come right down to it, you'll only be there 3 days and 3 nights, you see?
Yeah, that's right. You know, I could go hunting up there, too.
Oh, yeah. Polar bears, penguins, might even shoot a few igloos.
Yeah. Igloos?
Yeah, small animal with horns. Looks something like a cantaloupe.
Say, you know, this Alaska thing sounds kind of good. This might be the making of my future. I'll go, Kingfish. Say, by the way, do it rain much up there?
Oh, no. Ain't no rain at all. You just lay there on your back in the warm breeze. You see a few little clouds up above you there, kind of ruffling there through the blue. You'll be saying,
you're gonna be coming around. I'll bet you that I get you. You wait and see. Wait and see. Sooner or later you'll wanna be hanging around. I'll let you. I'll bet you if I let you. You baby me, yes sirree. You gonna knock on my door. You did it before. Matter of factly, I don't know exactly when. But sooner or later, you're gonna be coming around and want my loving again.
Well, Shorty, the reason I asked you is because I understand that you was an outdoor man.
Oh, yeah. I spent a lot of time in the outdoors. But it was so dangerous, though. There I was, all alone in the woods, facing windstorms and howling blizzards. No shelter, no water, no place to lay down, no food.
Yeah, well, how'd you manage to live?
Oh, I had unemployment insurance.
But, Shorty, tell me this, on the level, has you ever been hunting?
Oh, so, Andy, I've done a lot of hunting. The last trip I was on, I was hunting for 3 days. I went miles to the east, miles to the west, miles to the north.
Well, what was you hunting for?
The way back, I was lost.
Listen, Shorty, I don't think you're going to be much help to me. You don't know nothing about outdoors.
Oh, sure I does, Andy. I'll never forget one time when I was in the woods and I had a can of beans.
A can of beans?
Yeah, and I wanted to light a fire. Do you know how I done it?
Oh, sure. Even the Boy Scout knows that. You rub 2 matches together.
Man, wait. I didn't have no matches.
Well, then you use your cigar lighter.
Oh, I didn't have no cigar lighter.
Then you were sure with a fix, wasn't you?
Not me. I wasn't in no fix.
What you mean?
I love cold beans.
Well, listen, Shorty. I got to be running along.
Well, now, wait a minute, Andy. Here's an old National Geographic magazine with some pictures of Alaska in it. Take it along with you.
Well, thanks. And Shorty, in case I don't see you before I leave for Alaska, so long.
Goodbye, Andy. For your trip to Alaska, Andy, I'll give you my best wishes. I'll give you my congratulations. I'll give you my blessing. I'll give you my long underwear.
Kingfish, I'm telling you, this Alaska thing going to be great for me, you know?
Yes, Andy. I've been working on the thing for you.
Tell me this. Is it going to be too cold up there?
Oh, no. The days is only 30 degrees below zero. Of course, the nights get a little chilly. If I was you, I'd play safe and take a light top coat with me.
Top coat ain't going to be enough.
Well, then after you get there, if you find out you need it, you might get yourself a mink hat and a mink line coat.
A mink line coat? I hear theirs are expensive.
Oh, of course it's expensive here. But up there, you cuts out the retailer, the wholesaler cuts out the jobber. You definitely leaves out the middleman.
Yeah, but then how does I get it?
You deals direct with the mink.
Now, tell me this, too. How is I going to get up to Alaska?
Well, now, there's a lot of ways, and if you go by automobile, go downtown and get on 42nd Street and head west. Just don't forget to make a right turn when you get to Seattle. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Just a minute, Andy. Look here. I got our atlas here of the world here. Here's the atlas of North America right here with everything on it, the oceans and all.
Oh, yeah. That map shows everything.
Yeah.
Hey, what's them straight lines running across and up and down?
Oh, there's new highways, Andy.
No, it ain't. Now, wait a minute. This here say longitude. This one here is latitude 45.
Yeah, that's Latitude Boulevard. You see there? It goes right across. They call it Route number 45. Yeah, they sure build them straight nowadays, don't they?
I noticed that this one cuts right across the middle of Lake Michigan.
Yeah. They got a bridge going across there now. You go right over there.
Say, look here. I want to be sure to make that turn in Seattle, because this road goes right out in the ocean.
I tell you, Andy, don't worry about the ride out. You will enjoy sitting in the back seat of a limousine looking at the scenery going first class.
Oh, yeah. Sounds great.
Oh, sure. But I wouldn't carry too much stuff because people don't like hitchhikers with a lot of baggage.
No, I'll just have the top coat, and I'll see the mink when I get there.
Yeah, that's it. You was all set then.
Yeah, well, wait a minute here. I got this magazine about Alaska that Shorty gave me. I ain't looked at that yet.
Yeah, what is this thing here? Let me see this thing. Open it up there.
Say it got pictures of Alaska in there.
Yeah, let's see the thing. Now, go ahead.
Let's see here. Kingfish, I ain't going.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Andy.
It's all off, Kingfish. Look at this. It say here, Alaska. Last outpost of the frigid north. And look at them icebergs there.
Andy, them ain't icebergs. Them is the White Cliffs of Dover, you know.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If that's Dover, it's got a lot of seals laying all over it.
You always have them over there. Now, take it easy, Andy.
No, you take it easy. I ain't going.
Well, now, wait a minute. You can't do that to me. I done made an application for you. Paid $16 of my own money.
Well, I ain't going.
Yeah, well, I'll see my lawyer and find out if you're going or not. Hello, Gabby.
Oh, come in, Kingfish.
Tell me this. Do you know anything about Alaska?
Alaska? Alaska's noted for its fine food. Every day for lunch, I have a delicacy direct from Alaska. Yes, it comes right from Alaska.
Oh, what's that?
Eskimo pie.
Gabby, I was plenty mad with Andy, and what I want to know is after Andy has done agreed to go to Alaska, shake hands with him, make the deal to split $40,000 with me, and then back down, can I force Andy to go to Alaska?
What a question, what a question. A child would know the answer to that, a mere child.
Yeah, well, what is the answer?
How should I know? I ain't no child.
Look here, Gabby, I'm going to get some action. Can you make an application for a warrant for Andy?
Yes, indeed. Let me get my hat and coat. I'll go over and have a legal paper typed up. I'll have it typed right up for you.
Where you got it?
Over at the pawn shop.
Has he got a public stenographer?
No, they got my typewriter.
Gabby, how can I make Andy go to Alaska? He thinks it's cold, shit, and barren up there.
Oh, I got an idea, Kingfish. Put him pretty, you know, and get him to make
make up some of these fake travel folders, a fake travel folder. Make everything very attractive. Make it look like California and Florida. Say, I know just a printer that will print them for me. That will make me go to Alaska and Homestead. Now, hold on there, Kingfish. There's just one thing that bothers me about this thing. It really bothers me. Ain't you ashamed of yourself sending your best man up that cold country where he's going to suffer for 3 years, and then when he gets back, you're going to take halfway his money? Yeah, well, that'll keep the boy out of trouble. After all, with $40,000 in his pocket, and he would be tossing his money away on flashy clothes, shiny automobiles, wine, women, and songs, how would that be? Lovely. Great. My friend over at the printing shop suddenly fixed me up with these fake folders. He got a laugh like California. Come in, Brother Ender.
Hello, Kingfish. Well, what you got there?
Oh, the Alaska Chamber of Commerce just sent me down some of the new folders. I see they're having another balmy spell there.
Let me see the folder.
Look at the picture there. It says beautiful, warm Alaska.
They got palm trees up there with coconuts on them, ain't they?
Oh, them ain't coconuts. Them is heat blisters. Look at this picture here of the bathing beauty sitting around the swimming pool there.
When was this picture took?
In the dead of winter, Ender.
Don't them gals get cold with just bathing suits on?
Oh, no, they use the heavy makeup. I think it's Max Factor's iceberg pancake number 10.
No fooling. Is there stores up there to buy that kind of stuff?
Oh, sure. Ain't you ever heard of Saks, Alaska? And then if you dig down under the glaciers, there's Macy's Arctic Basement. Oh, they got the stores there. Yeah.
Well, what else did the folder say there?
Look here. It says, come to Alaska, land of enchantment, beautiful climate, high wages, beautiful homes, rent cheap, free utilities, and jobs plentiful.
Yeah, well, you know, this folder on Alaska is sure convincing. But I don't know if I can afford to live up there. Things might be expensive.
Oh, Alaska's one of the cheapest places in the world to live, Andy. You see, they don't use money up there like we use down here.
They don't?
No.
What they use in place of money?
Fish.
Fish?
Yeah.
Well, don't that make your pocketbook kind of smelly?
No, they use fresh fish. The bank gets a new load every morning.
Well, just the same, I'd hate to go to sleep at night with my money under my pillow.
Well, all the big Eskimo millionaires do it. One millionaire, though, had a tough break last spring.
What was that?
His bank account went up the river to spawn.
Yeah, well, I still don't understand that, Kingfish. Now, look here. Say, for example, I won't buy a shirt. You mean I just hand a man a fish?
That's right. You hand him a salmon, and he gives you back 3 mackerels change, that's all. Maybe 4 mackerels. All depends on the price of the shirt.
Yeah, but suppose I want to buy a package of cigarettes. I can't put a salmon in no cigarette machine.
No, they use sardines for that up there. Oh, you don't have no trouble at all, Andy. And the beauty of using fish for money is that even after you was broke, you still smell like you got money.
Kingfish, this is a wonderful folder here. I was going to Alaska, all right. Can I have this folder?
Oh, sure. I got plenty more of them at home.
Yeah, and I just thought of something, too.
Oh, what's that, old pal?
The day I leave for Alaska, I better get all my money changed into fish because I want to have plenty of cash when I arrive there.
Oh, yeah. Well, look here. I got a suitcase in the next office that somebody left here. Wait a minute. I'll go and get it, and you can use the suitcase.
Oh, boy, this folder of Alaska show is great. I'm going to like it up there. Hello?
Hey, say, is the Kingfish there?
No, not right this second.
Well, this is Joe over at the Williams Printing Company. I made him up some fake folders on Alaska yesterday. He wanted to play a joke on a guy. I was just wondering how it worked out.
Fake folders on Alaska, huh?
Mm-hmm.
They worked out fine.
Did he, huh? Well, goodbye.
That dirty, double-crossing dog.
Well, here's the suitcase, Brother Anna, and I'll bring you another one of them folders when I get home.
Listen, Kingfish, I'm going to get out of here before I bust you in the nose. I done found out that you had them Alaska folders printed up yourself.
Well, now, wait a minute, Andy.
Trying to get me to go up to Alaska, showing me bathing girls and palm trees, a lot of stuff about easy jobs.
Oh, well, brother Andy.
Oh, no, you wouldn't go up there yourself in that shivering cold place for 3 years, but you let me go.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Andy, but you...
Well, I ain't going. You ain't nothing but a low-down, chiseling bum.
Well, now, wait a minute, Andy. You can't do this to me. I done spent $16 with the government when I filed your application. I want my money back.
Okay. The next time I see you, I'll give you a couple of mackerel.
That's you, George?
Yes, it's me.
Oh, you look upset about something, George.
Sure, I was upset. I spent a lot of money on a big business deal with Andy, and the whole thing fell through.
Oh, well, cheer up. I got some good news for you.
Well, I could use some good news.
Well, George, I gave up the apartment here and sold all our furniture.
Well, what is the big idea?
I saw that travel quote. I bought tickets, and we're leaving for Alaska.
Amos and Andy has come to you through the facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.
Palmolive Soap, your beauty hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. After teaching English to the summer school students of Madison High all week long, last Saturday didn't arrive a minute too soon for our Miss Brooks.
Generally, the thing I like best about Saturday is that it gives me a full 12 hours to speculate upon just how boring Sunday will be. But last Saturday, while I was having breakfast with my landlady, Mrs. Davis, a bombshell was hurled into our usual routine.
That's the front door bell, isn't it, Connie?
Bell is an overstatement, Mrs. Davis. It used to be a bell years ago. Now it sounds like a dying rattlesnake with a frog in its throat.
Connie, I wonder who it can be, anyway.
All right, I'm coming.
Maybe you shouldn't answer it, Connie. I've had the strangest feeling of foreboding all morning.
Well, that's silly, Mrs. Davis. It might be good news.
Why?
Or why should it be bad news?
Why not?
Let's have the playoffs when I come back.
Good morning. I have a telegram here for a Mrs. Davis. Are you a Mrs. Davis?
I'm not a Mrs. Anything yet.
Don't tell me I've delivered this telegram to the wrong address. Well, I've never been guilty of that in all my years in the service.
Well, far be it from me to depress one of our boys in uniform. This is Mrs. Davis's house, all right. I just live with her. Miss Brooks is the name.
How do you do? I'm Herbie Terwilliger. That's my bike at the curb.
Glad to know both of you. Now, if you'll give me your receipt book, I'll sign for the wire.
All right, here you are, Miss Brooks. Bottom line, please.
All right.
Yes, I've been in the service quite a while now. This is my 6th hitch.
Really?
Never been a plain foot messenger. Always been with the bicycle squad.
That sounds healthy.
Of course, during my long term of duty, I've made a host of friends both in and out of the service.
I imagine you have. Now, if you'll just...
Of course, I've lost a few of my buddies, too. Good, hard-pedaling boys, all of them.
I'm sorry, Herbie.
Yes, I always think of them when I hear Ghost Riders in the sky.
That song cheers me up, too. I'll take this telegram into Mrs. Davis now. Goodbye, Herbie.
Oh, this isn't goodbye, Miss Brooks. This wire has immediate reply requested printed on it. I'll just wait here on the porch until Mrs. Davis gives me an answer.
All right, I'll try to hurry it up for you.
I'll appreciate that. I have a slow leak in my rear tire.
I'll be back in plenty of time to get it vulcanized. Mrs. Davis, it's for you.
What is it, dear?
This telegram.
Oh, I knew it. I knew something terrible was going to happen today.
Terrible? But you haven't even opened it yet.
And I'm not going to open it, Connie. I've only received half a dozen telegrams in my entire life, and they all brought bad news.
This is probably some horrible news about Mrs. Dribbleman.
Mrs. Dribbleman?
Yes. She went to Switzerland for a vacation. I warned her not to go. She probably fell off one of those Alps.
Now, really, Mrs. Davis.
I'm psychic about these things, Connie. Poor Mrs. Dribbleman. I can just picture her skiing down the Alps. Not a care in the world. Suddenly, a treacherous curve. She can't make the turn in time. Over the rim she goes. She looks down. Nothing but rocky crags, jagged peaks. Why, Connie, you're not touching your breakfast.
Suddenly I'm not hungry.
But aren't you going to finish your wheat cakes?
Not until you get Mrs. Dribbleman off those peaks.
I just remembered, Connie. Mrs. Dribbleman took my advice and decided not to go to Switzerland. She's feeling fine.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I don't want to rush you, Mrs. Davis, but this wire calls for an immediate reply. Look, right here on the envelope.
Let's see. Immediate reply requested. Well, I'm sorry, but Wait a minute, Connie. Look where this telegram was sent from. Do this cellophane here. Doesn't that say Springdale?
Springdale? Yes, it does. Why?
That's where Uncle Corky lives. Or maybe now I should say live. Oh. Poor Uncle Corky. He was always so fond of me. He was my mother's oldest brother, you know. We were very close.
I'll bet he was just like an uncle to you. Look, Mrs. Davis, aren't you being a little prematurely mournful? After all, you don't know that he's
Oh,
not...
but he must be. He was 87 years old on his last birthday, and he's had the hives for years.
Well, maybe he'll outgrow them.
When I think of how Uncle Corky used to play Santa Claus every Christmas, the kids at Madison, the faculty, everybody loved him. You remember him, don't you, Connie?
Of course, Mrs. Davis. He's been coming here every Christmas for years. Here, I'll open this wire and tell you what it says.
No, Connie, no. I won't let you open it. Why should you be the one to bring me bad news?
But, Mrs.
I could never again look at you without associating you with Uncle Corky's passing. I like you too much to allow such a tragic bridge to come between us, Connie. I'll do anything to avoid it.
Oh, but this is ridiculous, Mrs. Davis. Once I've opened it, you'll see how ridiculous...
Today is rent day, Connie. If you leave it unopened, I won't charge you for this week.
Mrs. Davis, I wouldn't open this telegram if you begged me.
You promise, Connie?
I swear it on this stack of wheat cakes. I know. There's a messenger outside waiting for the immediate reply. I'll ask him to open it. Wait here, Mrs. Davis. Oh, Herbie, would you come inside a minute, please?
Oh, sure. Got the answer, Miss Brooks?
Not yet. This is Mrs. Davis, Herbie. Mrs. Davis, this is Herbie Terwilliger.
Oh, pleased to meet you.
How do you do?
Mrs. Davis is a little superstitious about opening telegrams, Herbie. Would you mind?
Me?
Yes, just open it up, will you?
But I can't. That's the first rule I learned in basic training. Thou shalt not monkey with the messages.
We don't want you to monkey with it. Just open it.
I'm sorry, Miss Brooks, but I can't touch it.
Can't we forget about it for now?
Forget about it? But what'll I tell my CO? This is an immediate reply requested.
Can't you just tell him there is no reply?
What? Me tell the chief there is no reply?
Please, Mrs. Davis. That is tantamount to telling the Admiral, sir, there are no boats.
Well, I don't care about the Admiral. I'm going to have another cup of coffee and think this thing over. I'll put enough on for all of us.
All right, Mrs. Davis.
Why doesn't she want to open the telegram, Miss Brooks?
I'm afraid it's sheer superstition with her, Herbie. Oh, pardon me. Well, if it isn't Walter Denton.
Hiya, Miss Brooks.
Come in, Walter. What are you doing up so early on a Saturday?
Well, I just came by to see if there are any odd jobs I could do for Mrs. Davis. You know, to pick up a little pin money.
Well, I don't know about Mrs. Davis, but I'll give you a few pins if you'll do something for me. Come into the living room, will you?
You know I'm your slave, Miss Brooks. What is it?
You can open the telegram.
The telegram?
Yes. Brought by Herbie Terwilliger here when he was a much younger man. Herbie, this is Walter Denton.
Glad to know you, I'm sure.
Hi.
But I don't get it, Miss Brooks. Why don't you open it?
Because it belongs to Mrs. Davis, and she asked me not to.
Well, then why doesn't she?
A perfectly natural second question.
Because she's afraid it might contain some bad news.
Well, I'd like to help you out, Miss Brooks, but opening other people's messages is very bad luck.
Please, Walter, not you, too.
You should have been at the Conklin's house with me this morning. I'd sent Harriet a little note, and Mr. Conklin opened it by mistake. It was one of my more amorous epistles. You know, solid goon. His opening it was sure unlucky, though.
In what way?
Right after he read it, he kicked me down the porch steps.
Well, I hate to crash headlong into such a nostalgic moment, but this is getting out of hand. Walter, I insist that you open this wire.
Gosh, Miss Brooks, if you're going to be upset about it, hand it over.
Here you are.
Stop. You can't do it, Walter.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Davis. What's the trouble?
You remember Uncle Corky, don't you?
Uncle Corky? Oh, the old fellow with the beard who plays Santa Claus for us every year. Oh, sure, I remember him. How is he?
He's left us, Walter. I'm afraid that's what this telegram is about.
Really? But if it was about that, wouldn't it have a black border on it?
No, Uncle Corky has a white beard.
He was a nice old guy. Oh, look, why don't we take this wire over to Harriet to open? She's not afraid of anything.
You're right, Walter. Anyone who could live with Mr. Conklin for 16 years must be made of iron. We'll take it over to Harriet. And
You'll do nothing of the sort. We'll just let it rest on this table for a while.
But how about the answer? It's an immediate...
Don't argue, Herbie. Maybe if the telegram rests for a while, Uncle Corky will feel better.
Starring Eve Arden will continue in just a moment. But first, here is Vern Smith. For bare skin beauty, it's bath-size Palmolive with its famous beauty lather. Yes, bath-size Palmolive for loveliness all over.
There's something thrillingly new in this wonderful beauty lather of bath-size Palmolive soap. New fragrance, new charm, new allure. See if Palmolive in your daily tub or shower doesn't leave your shoulders, arms, and back, yes, all of you, softer and smoother. Completely lovelier all over. You'll thrill to the tender whisper of perfume it leaves on your skin. A whisper that says, come hither to romance.
And this new bath-size Palmolive is so big, so thrifty, economical to use because it lasts so long and gives so much soft, lovely lather so fast.
That soft, lovely lather with its alluring new fragrance is Palmolive soaps alone. Palmolive's famous beauty lather. Yes, a new fragrance, new charm, new allure that can make every woman a vision of delight in the new revealing fashions that show so much more of you.
So remember, for bare skin beauty, it's bath-size Palmolive with its famous beauty lather. Yes, bath-size Palmolive for loveliness all over.
Get bath-size Palmolive soap tomorrow. Menfolk love it, too.
Well, I finally prevailed upon Mrs. Davis to let me take the telegram over to the Conklins to be opened. When I got to their house, Madison's beloved principal was asleep in a hammock, and Harriet was sitting on the porch steps reading. Hi, Harriet. What's that you're reading?
Oh, it's a Western story, Miss Brooks. But please, lower your voice.
Why, don't you want the Indians to hear?
I don't want Daddy to hear you. He's taking a nap on the hammock.
I dropped over to ask a favor of you, Harriet. It'll probably sound pretty silly to you, but... well, you know how peculiar Mrs. Davis is sometimes.
Oh, of course.
She got this telegram a while ago and simply refuses to open it. She insists that it contains bad news.
That is peculiar.
I wouldn't mind so much, but it's an immediate reply requested.
Oh, Herbie. This is Herbie Terwilliger, Harriet.
Pleased to meet your acquaintance, Miss Conklin.
Hello.
All I want you to do, Harriet, is to open the wire.
Me? But why don't...
She can't. She promised Mrs. Davis she wouldn't.
Oh. Well, then why don't you?
He can't. First rule of basic training. He shalt not monkey with the messages. Oh, it's all just a lot of superstitious nonsense, Harriet. Here, tear it open and let's get this over with,
Well, if you think it's all right for a stranger to open Mrs. Davis's wire...
Stranger? You're no stranger to Uncle Corky, Harriet. As I recall, you're one of his favorite kids here at Madison.
Oh, is this wire from Uncle Corky?
Mrs. Davis seems to think it's about him, from his next of kin or something.
Next of kin? Oh, that dear old gentleman. I'll never forget what a kick he got out of playing Santa Claus at Christmas time. And now he's gone.
What is it with that Uncle Corky? The minute you mention his name, people start shoveling. Look, Harriet, all we know is that the telegram comes from Uncle Corky's hometown. You'll just open it now.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Brooks, but I'd rather not. I'm very fond of Mrs. Davis, and I don't want to be the one to find out about her uncle.
Oh, great. What do we do now?
This thing is getting bigger than both of us.
You're so right, Herbie. But now I really must put my foot down.
While you're at it, put your voice down a notch, will you?
Mr. Conklin, I didn't know you were awake.
I wasn't. Now that I am, what is all this about a telegram?
It belongs to Mrs. Davis, Mr. Conklin. She won't open it because it concerns her Uncle Corky.
Uncle Corky? That old fraud?
How can you speak that way? Why, Uncle Corky's the best Santa Claus that Madison ever had.
He's a hypocritical old windbag. Time was when I was considered the best Santa Claus Madison ever had.
But, Daddy, you said yourself that putting on that big red tummy was a lot of trouble.
You'll have more trouble trying to get it off. Look, Mr. Conklin, I'm sorry I disturbed your nap, but if you'll just open this telegram for us...
Why should I open it? Why, it makes me mad just to think of that egotistical, spotlight-grabbing old fool.
What? Don't you see, Daddy? Mrs. Davis is afraid to open the telegram because she thinks it's bad news.
About Uncle Corky.
She's afraid that Uncle Corky will never play Santa again.
But what has Mrs. Davis got to... Never play Santa Claus again? You mean she thinks he's...
Yes, Daddy.
Oh, that poor old gentleman. How well I remember the merry twinkle in his eye. And that rollicking, cheerful voice as he strolled among us. I remember the first time he came to us at Christmas, how artfully he played Kris Kringle. What was it he used to say so cleverly? Oh, yes. Ho, ho, ho.
He ad-libbed every word of it, too. There's something I'd like to remind you of, Mr. Conklin. Nobody knows that Uncle Corky has ho-hoed his last ho. You just open this telegram.
No. I'm sorry, Miss Brooks, but I'll have no part of this telegram. Although not addicted to silly superstition, I see no reason to put the whammy on myself. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to continue my nap.
And if you'll excuse me, I'd like to go to lunch. I'm starved.
Certainly, my boy. Just run along.
I'll get a bite at the drugstore, and I'll see you back at Mrs. Davis's house, Miss Brooks.
All right, Herbie. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Herbie.
Goodbye, Harriet. Goodbye, Mr. Conklin.
Goodbye. Now then, Miss Brooks, if you don't mind, Who was that?
That's the messenger boy, Mr. Conklin. We've been going steady since breakfast.
Oh. Well, if it isn't too unreasonable a request, will you and Harriet talk as softly as possible? That is, if you're staying, Miss Brooks.
How could I tear myself away from such a charming host? What are we going to do about this wire, Harriet?
Oh, I wish I knew, Miss Brooks. Wait a minute. Maybe we can read the message without opening it.
How? Stick one of our eyes through the little cellophane window?
No. I'll get a candle and hold it up to the back of the envelope. That way you can see what's inside.
Well, we might as well try it, Harriet, because if I don't find out what's going on in Springdale soon, I'll absolutely blow my corky.
Well, I don't know what Springdale's coming to. What kind of a telegraph outfit is this, anyway?
Now, simmer down, Corky. You've already waited 2 hours for that immediate reply. Another 5 minutes doesn't matter.
It does when you're 87, boy. Are you sure you sent the message exactly as I gave it to you?
Well, I'll try and dig up the master copy for you. How come you're making the trip at this time of year, Corky? You usually go away around Christmas, don't you?
Well, I used to, but never again. I'm always roped into playing Santa Claus at Madison High School. Darn kids prop me up under a Christmas tree, yank on my beard, and yap jingle bells in my ears. Well, I'd like to beat 'em over the head with a chimney.
Well, you won't have to worry about Christmas this trip, Corky. You can take advantage of this nice July weather. Play some golf or something.
No, not me. I gave up golf a month ago.
Why?
At my age, I don't feel safe being so close to a hole in the ground. Besides, it's bad for my hives. But I'm going to make this vacation of mine a real wing-ding, boy. You know, my niece has a young school teacher living with her, a real looker, what I mean.
Hot stuff. Ain't Corky?
Oh, she's groovy, Jack.
Oh, here's that wire you sent to Mrs. Davis, Corky. I'll read it to you, shall I?
That'd be just super.
And it says, arriving tonight. Please advise if you can put me up. Have 1 week to live a little and would like to spend it with you. Love, Uncle Corky.
Can't understand what's holding up the answer. Well, I'm taking the next train regardless. Lay out your best bib and tugger, Brooksy. Here I come, laughing and a-scratching.
Hold the telegram a little closer to the candle, Miss Brooks. There. Can you see anything yet?
Yes, Harriet, I can make out 3 words very clearly.
What do they say, Miss Brooks?
Don't write telegraph. Move it a little closer to the flame.
That's too close, Miss Brooks. Look out, the telegram's on fire.
Oh, no.
Miss Brooks, she dropped it.
Well, under the circumstances, Harriet, I thought it highly advisable. You see, I left my asbestos gloves at the laundromat.
Quick, Miss Brooks, step on it.
I'm glad I didn't wear my open-toed shoes today.
What on earth is all this racket? Oh, it's you. Miss Brooks, you dance divinely.
Thank you, Mr. Conklin. This is the step that won me a cup at the fireman's ball.
I see. Well, if you're quite finished with your little flame dance, Miss Brooks, I trust that your next step will be a long one in the direction of your home.
First, we've got to find out what's in the telegram, or what's left of it.
It's from Uncle Corky.
So, the hammy old goat's alive after all.
What does it say, Miss Brooks?
Well, some of it's been destroyed, Harriet. What's left says, arriving tonight, have 1 week to live.
Poor Uncle Corky. I remember when I last saw him. There was a merry twinkle in his eye. But he was hoping he would live to see one more Christmas.
But now he's leaving us.
Wait, I have an idea. Uncle Corky will have another Christmas. Tonight.
Christmas in July?
Harriet, get ready to do some Christmas shopping.
Yes, Daddy.
And Miss Brooks, decorate your living room. Get a Christmas tree, artificial snow, bright colored lights. We're going to give Uncle Corky the best Christmas he ever had.
Oh, Uncle Corky will simply adore this Christmas tree, Connie. It's a silver fir, isn't it?
Yes, it'll match his beard beautifully. I hope the others get here with their Christmas gifts before Uncle Corky arrives. It's already 8 o'clock, and they said they'd... What was that?
Oh, that's Herbie. He fell asleep on the couch this afternoon, waiting for the immediate reply.
Poor Herbie. His CO will think he's gone over the hill. Davis, would you plug this in the socket, please? I want to see how the tree looks with the lights on.
All right, Connie. There. How does it look?
Lovely, Mrs. Davis. Really beautiful.
A Christmas tree? Have I been here that long?
No, Herbie. It's still Saturday.
Never mind the day. What's the month?
It's July. You fell asleep on the couch. You've only been here 12 hours.
12 hours? Have you got the immediate reply yet?
What's your rush? Oh, excuse me.
Merry Christmas, Miss Brooks.
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. May we come in?
Ho, ho, ho. You certainly may. Look, Mrs. Davis, a pair of perspiring carolers just strayed in.
Harriet, dear, and Osgood, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
They'll drum me out of the service for this.
The spirit of the Yuletide is in the air. And what a lovely Christmas tree. And look at those luxuriant pine needles.
That's Herbie. He needs a shave.
But the tree is really beautiful, Miss Brooks.
In 2 years, I would have been up for a pension.
You folks can put your gifts under the tree. Or, excuse me.
Merry Christmas, Miss Brooks.
And a happy Easter to you, Walter. Come into the living room. Friends, we've been joined by one of Santa's little helpers.
Oh, it's you, Denver.
Uh-oh. Look out the window. There's a cab at the curb, and Uncle Corky's getting out of it.
He's
here. Now, let's get together on this. If we're to succeed in brightening his remaining days, we've really got to make him believe it's Christmas. Give him that old Yuletide spirit.
We know what to do, Miss Brooks. Just wait till old Corky topples through that door.
I lift the latch off the door, Connie. Come in, Uncle Corky.
Hello, Margaret.
Let him have it, folks.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Ho, ho, ho!
What are you ho-hoing about, you big oaf?
Why, Uncle Corky, we want you to have one more real Christmas.
Christmas? What did I do, drop into a nest of cuckoos?
Please, Uncle Corky, we want this week to be the happiest you've ever spent.
Well, then how about getting some of these people out of here and leaving me alone with Miss Brooks?
Did you hear that, Connie? Uncle Corky is fond of you.
Oh, that's very touching, Uncle Corky, but isn't this your last week?
Might well be, sis, but what a way to go.
Our Miss Brooks returns in just a moment, but first...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl.
Tonight, yes, tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Luster Cream, world's finest shampoo. No other shampoo in the world gives you Kay Daumit's magic blend of secret ingredients plus gentle aniline. Not a soap, not a liquid, Luster Cream shampoo leaves hair 3 ways lovelier. Fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen, soft, manageable. Even in hardest water, Luster Cream lathers instantly. No special rinse needed after a Luster Cream shampoo. So gentle, Luster Cream is wonderful even for children's hair. Tonight, yes, tonight, try Luster Cream shampoo.
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to a luster cream shampoo.
And now, once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
As soon as Mr. Conklin discovered that Uncle Corky wasn't on his last legs, he gathered up his Christmas packages, his daughter Harriet and Walter Denton, and left in a cloud of frustration. Herb Terwilliger left, too, after I had promised him an immediate reply by the end of the year. After Mrs. Davis had gone to bed, I started for my room. Oh, I didn't know you were still up.
How about stepping out for a stroll, Brooksy? There's a full moon.
Why, Errol, what have you been spiking your pablum with? Frankly, Uncle Corky, I'm afraid you're a few minutes too old for me.
Too old? Why, don't you know that the longer a man lives, the more he knows about romance? I may be 87, but I really got the know-how.
You may have the know-how, but believe me, you'll still find it tough to get the who with.
Our Miss Brooks Show, brought to you by Palmolive Soap, your beauty hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair. Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, written and directed by Al Lewis, with music by Wilbur Hatch. Mr. Conklin is played by Gail Gordon. Others in tonight's cast were Jane Morgan, Dick Crenna, Gloria McMillan, Joe Kearns, Jerry Hausner, and Peter Leeds.
Here's a money-saving offer, men. A giant tube and a large tube of Palmolive brushless shaving cream for 49 cents. Yes, a 70-cent value for only 49 cents. This offer is made solely to prove you, too, can get smoother, more comfortable shaves the Palmolive brushless way. Just follow directions on the tube and treat your face to wonderful shaves. Yes, for extra shaving comfort at extra low cost, don't miss this Palmolive brushless bargain. At drug and toilet goods counters, get both giant and large size Palmolive brushless. A 70-cent value for only 49 cents.
For mystery liberally sprinkled with laughs, listen to Mr. and Mrs. North Tuesday evening over most of these same stations. And be with us again next week at the same time for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks. Bob Lamont speaking for CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
WEAF, New York, 8:30 p.m. BULOVA Boulevard Watch Time. Boulevard, official timepiece, American Airlines.
A pack of Avalon cigarettes, please.
Yes, sir. Just a moment, sir. Don't forget your change. You'd never guess, but Avalon's cost you less.
So why not always travel on with Avalon?
Good evening, friends. Good evening. This is Del King saying welcome to Avalon Time with radio's red-headed ragamuffin Richard Red Skelton, Dick Todd, Edna Stillwell, the Four Puffs, Bud Hercules Vandover, the Avalon Chorus, and Bob Strong and his orchestra. The orchestra opens the program with It's 100 to 1. Paying popular prices for your cigarettes simply because you think that's the only way to get the quality you demand? Well, think this over. Avalon cigarettes are guaranteed unsurpassed in quality, but cost 3 to 5 cents less per pack than other popular price brands. Yes, union-made Avalons are guaranteed highest quality. In fact, you couldn't get finer quality tobaccos in any other cigarette, regardless of price, regardless of brand. Avalons are the cigarettes that give you both outstanding quality and exceptional economy. Try a pack tonight. You'd never guess they cost you less. When some men overtax their brains, they have a nervous breakdown. Others start cutting out paper dolls. But our pink-painted Pagliacci just edits headline hokum. And here he is, that streamlined, screamline, redhead scarehead hunter, Red Skelton.
Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And now for the news. Cincinnati, Ohio. The New York Yankees win the World Series again. Poor guys, they're just in a rut. See, the way those Yankees tore around the bases, you'd have swore the guy behind home plate was Carol Lombardi. I felt sorry for those Cincinnati Reds, though. After the last game, they just sat around and hung their annuities. $4,000 apiece. Chicago, Illinois, Dizzy Dean will probably manage a Hollywood baseball team next year. If anything goes wrong, I suppose the news items will read, Hollywood releases a new talking picture. News from New York and California. Both World's Fairs are scheduled to close soon. Gee, think of all the jokes that'll throw out of work. Gee, the fairs were really beautiful, though. No kidding. They're altogether different from what it was when I was back home in Vincennes. We used to go out to the county fair, and everybody would say, what time's the balloon go up? Nowadays, when you go to the fair, they say, what time's the bubble dancer take off? Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A mother of a 3-year-old child says that she should have known better than to marry a chiropractor. Already, her kid's starting to talk back. Hollywood, California. A new picture is released called Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Must be a slow-motion picture. Mr. Smith started for Washington in 1928. And here's something that just came in. It's something from our one-ad department. Louisville, Kentucky wanted a funny comedian. Hey, how about that? Sounds pretty good. A comedian wanted for a big program. Phone cipher, nothing in Louisville, and ask for Mr. Avalon. Yeah, he wouldn't dare. Well, I guess that takes care of the news for tonight, so I'll pick up the copy I've copied and pick my way out of here while Dick Todd sings To You. And I do mean you.
To you, I give all of my heart and my love to you. To you, I'll bring sunbeams from heaven above. To you, to me, you're an angel and you mean the world to me. I'll be forever yours. Your smile made the clouds and the shadows on high take wing. Your kiss was a real inspiration to greater things. My dream, I'm so thankful and grateful to say, came true. I owe it all to you. Your smile made the clouds and the shadows on high take wing. Your kiss was a real inspiration to greater things. My dream, I'm so thankful and grateful to say, came true. I owe it all to
was To You, sung by our glamour boy, Dick Todd. You should see him, girl. He has wavy hair that looks almost natural. But I must say, Dick, that your new page boy hairdo is simply ravishing to me.
Lay off those wigs. Dig, Skelton.
Well, then you lay off telling people that this program is now in the lap of the Todds.
That has nothing to do with it. I repeat.
Oh, you repeat, huh? A bicarbonate baritone, folks.
Well, let me tell you something, Crumb.
The word is chum.
Okay, chump. Mr. Avalon wants your cutting remarks cut out. Those sharp barbs of half-wit.
Oh, sponsors pat. So he thinks my remarks sting, eh?
That's not the word he used.
Well, let me tell you something, Toad.
Just a minute here, you two. Why can't you fellas be friends?
He started it. When he came on the program, I offered him my hand, and he gave me a hot foot. It ain't fair.
Oh, forget it. And by the way, did you have a good time at the World Series, Rick?
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I? Is there anybody here from Cincinnati? Say, you should have seen that game, Del. I saw the little man who wasn't there. He played for the Reds.
For the Reds, Red? Who is he?
He's the guy that hit their home runs.
I saw your uncle after the game. He must have liked the way the series turned out.
Yeah, he sure did. After the last game, he started a Yankee celebration. He took 4 straight.
Oh, Red, how's that new apartment you took with your uncle?
Oh, it's a kind of a dopey place. They call it the Villa Novocaine.
Wow. How do you bachelors get along without that feminine touch?
Oh, we have the feminine touch, don't worry. We have a lady landlord.
Do they ask much for rent?
They ask every day, but they don't get it.
Yeah. Now, listen, Miss Stillwell. You just act as my secretary.
That's a nice job, acting as secretary to a screwball who's not acting. Say, you look as if you could use some sleep.
Who, me? Why, every night at 9 o'clock, I'm put to sleep by the Sandman.
Yeah? Well, last night he must have left a couple of sandbags under your eyes.
Those are not bags. My cheeks are just flabby. I can't be bothered anyhow. I'm waiting around here for my tailor. I'm ordering some new fall wardrobe. Look, he made this suit for me. You like that material?
I read that looks to me like genuine Harris burlap.
Yeah. It's genuine shark skin.
Shark skin?
Yeah.
I thought I smelled fish.
Yeah. Ganging up on me again, huh? It ain't fair!
No fair. Stop wailing, Grover.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to bother my time with you folks around here. I wish my tailor would get here. That's probably him now. Boy, the only one that don't give raps on this program is the sound man. Let's try it again, will you? That must be him now. Come in. Well, I'm glad you got... Well, are you the tailor?
Well, I ain't Skip O'Reilly, the rug cutter.
Hercules, the gentleman of the press.
Oh, heavens, yes, Mr. Skelton. And can I weave a yarn?
Weave a yarn, huh? You don't sound like a tailor, Herky. You sound like a corn broker.
Oh, gee, that's clever. Well, let's not waste any time. I'm here to give your clothes the needle.
Well, you're just a few minutes late. The cast has already beat you to it.
Well, let's see. I've got some brand new material, checkered rubber.
Checkered rubber? Huh?
Yes, would you like a rubber suit with bouncing checks? And knowing how you wear your trousers, Mr. Skelton, I'm making you some real fancy pants with beaded bags at the knee.
Well, first, I'd like to discuss those uneasy payments. How much are you going to charge me?
Oh, my goodness, don't worry about the price. There's only one price during my Republican sale.
Republican sale?
Well, haven't you heard about my Republican sale?
No.
Everything's going for 1940. Well, I guess I'll take your measurements now.
Okay.
Let's see, neck below the chin, chest doubtful, waist of good material, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, all present.
Boy, what measurements. What a happy-looking shroud that's going to be.
Well, wait till you see the style. I can either drape it, droop it, drip it, or drop it. Well, I've got to go now. I'm working on a new streamlined bustle for women.
A streamlined bustle?
Yeah, it makes them get around faster, and I'm going to call it the hustle bustle.
Ain't old Herky a so-and-so, huh?
Say, Skelton, is your name really Richard?
Yeah, Dick, it's just the same as yours.
Then we really shouldn't be ribbing each other.
That's right. Say, you mean we ought to pull together?
Exactly. Let the three Richards dominate this program.
Three Richards? Well, who's the other Richard?
Well, don't you get your jokes from the Poor Richard's Almanac?
Yeah, play some music, will you, Bob?
1, 2, 3, 4. Here they are, the Four Pups, Avalon Times new songsters, with Bob Strong's orchestra, in that new tune with the elongated title, You Don't Know How Much You Can Suffer.
How much you can suffer. No one knows how much they can suffer. Oh, you don't know how your heart can suffer. Oh, you never know till you're in love. Oh, you don't know when kisses so tender may come from a lovely pretender. Oh, you don't know the joy of surrender. Oh, you never know till you're in love. Heartthrobs and heartaches together. Oh, that's what love made of. You don't know how much you can suffer. You never know till you're in love. Dream about the one and only. No excuses for you, it's too late. You've gone for in love.
Did you hear what Tony Ravioli, the world's champion bologna eater, said? Well, he said,
I'm pushing down 100 pounds of bologna in 90 minutes to 45 seconds. That's a lot of bologna. I'm pushing down my cigarettes, of course, the one that's sold with the Avalon. That's no bologna.
Yes, friends, it is absolutely true. You can save plenty of money by switching to Avalon cigarettes. Avalon's cost 3 to 5 cents less per pack than other popular price brands. But judging by the quality, you'd never guess Avalon's cost you less. Give Avalon cigarettes a trial tonight. It's time to present Dick Todd again, this time with the Avalon Chorus. But first, we have a distinguished guest here tonight, and it's my privilege to introduce him over the air. Mr. Richard B. Gilbert, editor of the leading musical publication Metronome. Mr. Gilbert.
Thank you, Del King. Friends, I wish to pay the respects of my publication Metronome to one of the members of your cast. For his ability as a vocalist, both on phonograph records and on the air, it is my pleasure to present to Dick Todd this silver plaque, Metronome's Special Award for Outstanding Merit during 1939. Here you are, Dick.
Thank you, Mr. Gilbert. I certainly do appreciate this high honor, and I hope I may continue to keep up the high standard of Metronome that it has set for me. Thank you again.
At this time, we really do present Dick Todd and the Avalon Chorus in a song that sings of a memory most all of us cherish, the old mill wheel.
Old mill wheel, keep on turning, keep on turning, my thoughts
to yesterday.
My thoughts to yesterday.
Let me dream in the shadows while you bring back the dreams that went astray.
Dreams went astray.
Last night my love was here beside me.
Tonight your love is far away.
Hold mill wheel while you're turning, turn the moon back and bring back yesterday.
Last night your love was here beside you.
Tonight my love is far away. Old mill wheel while you're turning, turn the moon back and bring back yesterday.
Bring back
Oh, that was swell. And now we come to our slice of life, a short playlet about things that really happen, things that you do and that I do, in fact, everybody does. And tonight's slice of life is about the trouble we go to see a baseball game. You set the scene, Del.
Okay, Red. The time, the day before the last big series game. The place, an office somewhere in your hometown. Red Skelton plays the part of a young man about the wrong side of town who has just won free tickets for the big game in a raffle. Edna Stillwell, who plays the part of Red's girl, got him the same way. Listen.
Well, what are you so happy about?
I just won 2 tickets for the World Series in a raffle.
Honestly?
Yeah, I pulled my ticket out 3 times in a row.
I thought the way they ran those raffles was to have a little girl come up and pick out the number.
Yes, they do, and everybody said I look very cute in my Shirley Temple wampum. Say, would you like to drive down to Cincinnati and see the ball game?
Oh, Richard, I think it's sweet of you to ask me.
Yeah?
And I'm just dying to see someone throw a field goal over home plate. Did the boss say it was okay to take the day off?
Yeah, I told him I was going to my great-grandmother's funeral.
Did he fall for it?
Yeah, he said he's sorry he couldn't see Derringer pitch the sermon. Well, come on, let's get out of here. Boy, am I getting sick of this office.
Why?
Oh, that clock on the wall keeps staring at me all day. Well, let's go. We're off to the ball game. Well, boy, ain't these seats good? On a clear day, you can see the color of the field. Boy, I was never up so high in my life. Look out, duck your head.
What was that?
Huh?
What was it?
Buck Rogers.
Funny man. I knew it was an airplane, but what's he doing flying so low over the World Series?
He's dropping pamphlets for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Oh, look at all those little boys down there in short pants.
Edna, those are the ball players.
Well, what are they going to play? Marbles?
That depends on who's pitching. Oh, there's Red Ruffing. Hooray, attaboy, Red, attaboy. Boy, you just watch that guy. What a showman. Before the game, he usually throws a screwball over the fence.
Aren't you glad you're out of reach?
Yeah.
Look, who's that man surrounded by all those policemen down there?
Oh, he's the umpire. Won't be long now. He's dusting off the plate.
Oh, so that's why this big crowd's here. It's fish night.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, here we go. Batter up. Who's the first batter? Oh, it's Crosetti.
Peanut, get in my little hut. You can't enjoy the ball game without Peanut.
I can enjoy the game without you, though, brother.
How's that again, little man?
Come on, get going. We don't want any peanuts. We just want you to move so I can see.
Now, what's the matter, brother? Don't you want to see someone make a living?
Well, in your case, no.
Oh, one of them capitalists, huh? Huh? All you got to do is watch the ball game. Burns you up to see some push gents make a few bucks.
Oh, now pipe down, fellow. I like to see everybody working.
Oh, a slave driver.
Look, how much are your peanuts?
10 cents.
Now, here.
That's it. Thanks.
Oh, don't forget my change.
Oh, I won't. I'll always carry it next to my heart. Goodbye, plunger.
Well, I'm glad that's over.
Yeah.
Look, the sign says it's the third inning.
That's what... Third inning? Hey, what happened to the first two?
I guess they went the way of the Indians.
There you are, folks. The official baseball book of 1939. All the batting averages and 700 illustrations.
Say, what am I, the man in the iron mask? I can't see a thing. What happened?
What happened?
I don't know. Hey, book of the month, come here.
How many, brother?
Look, I'll buy 2 of them if you'll get out of my way. How much are they?
Well, I know you won't believe it, brother, but this little book is free.
Yeah?
But there's a small $2 cover charge. Get your official baseball book.
Look, it's the 6th inning already. See, I haven't even seen a good argument.
Say, what's that fellow standing behind the catcher with his hand up for? Does he have to...
No, Edna, no. He is the umpire. Now we're going to see some action.
Free, absolutely free. A bun with every hot dog. Get your hot dog. Hot dogs here, guaranteed not to rip, tear, shrink, fade, or pull at the seam.
Clinging Sam is back again. Say, are those skinless?
Nope, I always look this way. For being out in the sun too long. How many, brother?
Oh, stop pushing.
Oh, pardon me, sister. I didn't see you crouching there. What are you doing after the game?
Now, wait a minute. This is the last straw.
No, it ain't, chum. I got plenty. What color?
Listen,
Now,
fella.
don't get excited, Richard. I think I know how to get rid of this indigestion peddler.
Yeah?
Say, Jackson, how about meeting me at the main gate after the ball game?
Okay, girlie. Do you think you can ditch your little brother?
Yeah. I ain't her little brother.
See you after the game, sweetheart.
Yeah. Well, if he thinks I'm going to meet him after the game...
He doesn't mean you.
Well, let's see what's happening down there. Oh, there's the wind-up. There's the pitch. Strike 3's out.
Hey, why's everybody leaving?
Oh, it's probably just the 7th. Hey, well, gee, the ball game's over. I want my money back. I didn't see a thing. I don't even know what the score is.
You're just self-conscious. What does the scoreboard say?
Doyle's Garters.
Well, here I am, folks. Hey, what's the matter with little Audrey? Somebody swipe his popsicle.
Now, listen, you've ruined my whole afternoon. Maybe the least thing you could do is tell me what the score is.
I don't know. Who is playing?
Yeah. Now, that settles it, brother. I'm going to fix you right now. I'm going to punch you in the nose.
Okay, brother, you asked for it. Oh!
Here, you come back here. Well, he's gone, and it's a good thing, too, for Richard.
Oh.
Richard, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Gee, isn't it wonderful back on the farm?
Farm? What makes you think you're back on the farm?
I've just been plowed under.
A word to the ladies. You, ladies, are known as shrewd, careful buyers. You shop before you buy, saving several cents here and several cents there. And those repeated savings mount up to real money. You know that to be a fact. Then why not apply this same smart thinking to your cigarette buying? Avalon cigarettes guarantee you highest quality, but cost 3 to 5 cents less per pack than other popular price brands. And that repeated saving means many, many extra dollars every year. So the next time, try Avalon cigarettes and save the difference.
Well, Del, that winds up another one.
Yes, Red, and it was quite a divertisement.
Divertisement. That's French for clam bake, folks.
By the way, do you think the program gets over as well on Wednesdays, Red?
Do I? Why, according to all reports last week, people were laughing for an hour after we left the air.
No kidding.
Sure. Fred Allen came on right after it. Well, good night, everybody. See you next week. Goodbye now.
Remember, friends, during the week when you ask for Avalon cigarettes,
don't forget your change.
So why not always travel on with Avalon?
Yes, you'd never guess, but Avalon's cost only 10 cents plus city or state tax. Well, friends, we hope you've enjoyed our show. And be with us next Wednesday night at the same hour when the Brown & Williamson Tobacco Corporation again presents Red Skelton, Dick Todd, Edna Stillwell, and the entire gang in Avalon Time. This is Del King saying good night.
A special announcement for pipe smokers. Men, smoke the tobacco that's recognized everywhere as the quality pipe tobacco of America. That tobacco is Sir Walter Raleigh. Sir Walter Raleigh is the largest selling pipe tobacco in the Army, the Navy, on American college campuses. Yes, everywhere you find men who know quality smoking. If you paid $100 a pound, you couldn't get finer quality tobacco than Sir Walter Raleigh. Yet it costs no more than ordinary tobaccos.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. Although holding down a job and raising a family is no easy assignment, it's something a man with average intelligence can usually contend with. But this is the story of Chester A. Riley, whose nervous system around this time of the year begins to show signs of strain. It's just after dinner and we find Riley about to stretch out comfortably in his easy chair and relax.
Oh, gosh, you look worn out, Daddy.
Boy, am I tired. Lucky my underwear is starched or I'd cave in.
Oh, wait, Pop, don't sit down there.
Why not?
Well, I've got my model airplane there, and I can't move it.
Oh, okay. I'll sit in this chair.
Oh, don't sit there, Daddy. You might hit him.
Don't sit here. Don't sit there. I work all day to make my ends meet, and at night I can't even sit down. It's time you kids realize I'm entitled to a little respect around here.
Well, I'll move the knitting, Daddy.
Never get any rest if I hadn't married your mother. She's the only one around here that realizes how hard I work all day. And when I come home, I like to sit down and relax.
Wait, don't sit down. I want you to fix the pilot light in the stove.
I fixed that pilot light yesterday.
Well, it went out again. The kitchen's full of gas.
Impossible. I don't smell any gas.
Of course not. How do you expect to smell gas from way out here in the living room?
With my nose, distance don't mean a thing.
Stop making excuses. It'll only take a minute to fix it.
Well, I can't do it now, Peg. I've got other things to do.
What other things?
Well,
Daddy promised to get the chest with my summer clothes down from the attic.
That's right. I got to get Babs' chest down from the attic.
Let's do it now, Daddy.
I can't do it now. I got to fix the pilot light.
Well, come on and fix it then. Oh, and while you're in the kitchen, fix that screen, will you? The flies are coming in droves.
Stop worrying about the flies. If they do come in, the gas will knock them off.
You promised to do a little work around the house tonight.
Little work? Look what I've got to do. Fix the gas, fix the screen, bring down the trunk.
Empty the incinerator.
Empty the incinerator. Another county heard from. All I do is work around here. I do more work at home for free than I do at the plant for pay.
Oh, stop it, Riley. You're working yourself up into a frenzy over nothing.
Well, do you blame me for being a nervous wretch? Other men, when they come home from the plant, it's a change, but not for me. At the plant, I got that mean foreman nagging me. And here I got...
You got what?
Okay, I'll fix the pilot light. Junior, go to the closet, get me my gas mask. But I'm warning you, Peg.
My nerves can't take this much longer. A human being can only stand so much. And the same goes for me. Pass the salt, Riley. What? I said pass the salt. All right, stop hounding me. Riley, what's the matter with you? Oh, excuse me, Gillis. My nerves ain't been so good lately. Hey, you don't look so good. Sleep okay? No, I got insomnia. If I knock off 10 hours of sleep a night, I'm lucky. All day long...